Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is episode 685. So Weed Nerds World. Cheers. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys had a great Tuesday. Had a pretty fucking good day myself. Looking forward to hanging out with some good friends, some fellow growers, some fellow cannabis enthusiasts, some amazing people in the community. Some Merc in the background. How you guys doing? What are you smoking on? See Jack, Kazoo, cheers, you guys. Johnny Canna 710 Connoisseur. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Gotta get this chat popped out, brought up here so I can see it. Where do I want to put it? That was kind of funny, huh? But kilowatt, cheers. How you guys doing again? What are you guys smoking on? Big High 710, Wilson, cheers. How you doing? Move this over a little bit here. Give me 20 minutes. Some Southern BT, cheers. Man, gotta give you guys big thanks for all the awesome comments, DMs, all the support, man. Can't thank you guys enough. You guys make this happen. I can't remind you enough how important you guys are. So, Miranda Family Farms, cheers to you as well. I do not see any what you smoking on. Some green fingers hanging out as well. Nerves. I don't know if you guys Merc fans or not, but I know I sure am. Little micro dose for that. Ow. Courtesy of Gus. Cheers, Gus, wherever you are. Oh, hopefully you are well. Man, I miss everybody. DGC Weed Nerd, cheers to you. I see Howie Hashington. How you doing? I love anybody with Hashington in the name, that's for sure. You guys know how much I do love that hash. Justice Meds. How you doing? Mr. Motherfucking Green Fingers, that's right. Dude. Cheers to you guys. Jack Greenstalk popping in already. Just a game. What's got smoking on now? Damn, make me big. What's up, Jack?
Not much. I was gonna type what I was smoking on, but I figured I might as well just come in and tell you.
I appreciate that.
A sample my wife brought home. It's from up north. It's called Hippie Crasher. It's a cross of Wedding Crasher and Kush Mints. They're claiming total THC is 37.55. And even crazier, they're claiming total cannabinoid is 44.10. I don't know about that personally, but
what was it? What was that?
So total THC total 37.55. Total cannabinoids 44.10 is what they're claiming percent. Up north. Hippie Crasher. And it's Wedding Crasher across the Kush Mints. And Kush Mints, I will say, is always one of the ones that test in the 40% for total cannabinoids when I see it on test from 30 or 40 different growers out here. So I think it is partially how much they dry the shit. It's like dried so far down that there's no water content in there. So like stuff that most of us are growing and drying is going to have like, I don't know, 10 or 12% water content. Their stuff might have like 3 or 4 or 2. And when you take that 8% out, the cannabinoids naturally go up a little bit because more of it's just resin and a little bit of flour that's left. They machine tumble a lot of this stuff. So it's trimmed down to like little marbles, essentially. Some of them are still frosty though. I don't know. I really don't understand the whole process of it, but 40+ percenters don't get me as stoned as a lot of 20 and 30 percenters. So I don't care too much about the lab work. I just care about how it smells, tastes, and impacts you.
So that's kind of a fine line there. I know here in Michigan, I prefer my cannabis right there around 10 to 15%. I think it's perfect. That's moist enough to, just scissors still kind of clumps up. You can get a little scissor hash off of that. Anything drier than that, it crumbles, which is almost a little bit of a conundrum because testing in Michigan, they want it 10 or under for testing. So how do you meet that fine medium where you would like, the cannabis you'd like versus fuck, I gotta have it tested at this. You
That's
know what I
why
mean? Just
fuck the commercial market. That's why you grow it yourself, and then you can smoke it at 12%. If that's what I like, mine at 12%. I have my herbs now. I've got my little moisture meter. I know you don't love the wood moisture meters, but I've figured out my little tricks, and I have got it down to a fucking science with these little two devices, and then combined with the Curador. It's like I dry it just to the point where it's ready to go in the fucking jar, and I don't have to worry about burping it. And within a week being in the Curador, it's like everything's. It might feel a little bit on the dry end at first because the outside is dry, but there's still moisture in the inside of the buds. And then, like within a week, within the jar, everything just kind of re-evens out. So the outside of the bud is real nice and sticky again. But like you're saying, sometimes you almost want it to be able to crumble up for like if you're rolling a joint or something. If it's too sticky, sometimes it's harder to roll. But sometimes people like that. It really all comes down to personal preference. I just love good weed, whatever that is. Sticky, icky, stanky, hanky.
I have to. I'm not too picky as long as it's good.
The thing that I'll say is a lot of people that aren't picky at all, like they don't care about the strains. I think that really, like, I know we love the entourage effect, and I'm a big proponent of it. I love studying terpenes and all the minor cannabinoids, flavonoids, esters, aldehydes, ketones, whatever. That stuff's fascinating to me. But I think the THC really is kind of like the star in the night for a lot of us. It's a great pain reliever. It has mental effects. It has physical effects. I mean, it covers a huge spectrum of medicine that helps a ton of people. And the terpenes often get, by the time they're to the person, like, let's see when this was harvested. Packaged 7/26/22. Oh, so that's really fucking fresh. That was like a week ago. So this is really fresh. But not everything's that way. Let me pull another one to packaged 15th of February. So I mean, this is like going on I don't know, 5-6 months old. So it really just depends. But when you grow your own, you get what you want.
We kind of talked about this too. I think them packs should almost have like a born on date, expiration date, just like every other fucking consumable. You know what I mean? It's biodegradable, just like anything else. So there's got to be that tipping point, I think. We try for perfect storage.
It's
But
1 year here, 1 year from package date.
right
It's the
on.
expire date.
There you go. What happens to it after that? In my opinion, it should get thrown in there. No.
Destroyed, aka it's brought home by some of the people that work at the shops. They like buy it from like the owner for like $1 or something. But it's no longer legally allowed to be sold. So you don't have to destroy it, but it can't be sold into the legal market anymore. So usually people that work at the shop get it for a really low price.
Oh, my opinion, that should be that's throw that in the extract pile. You know what I mean? At that point. But it's awesome though. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome that, employees and everybody else are getting some cheap cannabis. That's pretty awesome.
I will say I've had some of the 1-year-old shit and it's still pretty good. So I think 1 year might be a little too soon for the expiration. I don't know if we've got it all figured out just yet. I do think it's cool that they are trying to give the patients and consumers in California at least some quality assurance that they're not going to have stuff that's from last year or the year before as harvest. It's just been sitting around because maybe they grew too much or it didn't sell or whatever. So they're just trying to, relabel it or whatever. I think there's a lot of legitimate stuff in the legal market, but it definitely has its drawbacks, mainly being that almost all of the legacy people are no longer able to participate in the quote unquote legal market. So it is what it is. I think a lot of people are going to just do their free market thing. I hate to call it the black market because I think that there's racist connotations there, but illicit market, unregulated market, whatever the hell people want to call it. That's where cannabis came from, and for anyone to pretend otherwise is silly. And then medical came around, and now this whole rec is kind of being built on the back of medical, and we always seem to like forget the one before us. Like medical, I think didn't give enough, and it's hard to because no one wants to be like, hey, I support the old people that were breaking the law and doing the illicit market thing, but they're the ones that carried the seeds. They're the ones that carried the fucking clones. They're the ones that made the weed that we enjoyed smoking before any of us grew it, you know. And I think probably everybody who's listening has consumed it illegally at some point. And if you haven't, I mean, you missed out on an interesting era because many of us, a lot of our lifetime, this shit was, and still many of us are dealing with it being illegal in one way or another, or overly regulated so that you have to worry about how much you can carry or how much you can grow. I hope in 100 years we look back and laugh at the fact that they fucking were so uptight about all this shit. It's like it's so clearly one of the safest drugs out there, and it has so many medical benefits, but it gets pushed down.
I think even though I'm not, well, I have a half-assed hand in the garden right now, but I think I get to at least lay claim that I'm testing in some form, at least for Mr. Smiley there, because again, I've had some of the strains he's putting out or working with, and so I've gotten to sample.
Even if you're not given 100%, I feel like that's almost good for testing, because it's not going to be your fully dialed in garden with everything on point. It gives them a little bit of feedback on how it'll work in a certain scenario where you're in transition in life right now. And I think just having a little bit to smoke on, honestly, like people want to test for these big genetic companies and people they've never met before, but I think the best person to test for is your homie. Help out a friend. More testers the better. The bigger the test group, the more of feedback you'll get. So I think it's awesome that you're growing his stuff, even though you're kind of going through a little bit of hectic times.
Tuck and roll, baby. Fucking
like
but I was gonna say though is what I've been smoking on the last few days is the Count Crippy, which I think's a nice name of fucking basically what it does, man. It should practically triple it smoke. A nice smell too. Man, for once, man, I love the way the camera life works some nice ways. Camera never used to work before, and now I can at least get a nice blood shot there, But this stuff, man, fucking will lay you back, man. Man, definitely will slow you down, cripple you a bit for sure. So,
I think that's
but my
Crippy's
favorite,
history, the crippler.
my favorite has been so far is the Heartbreaker was one he gave me, which was super gassy. But he was calling like a little bit of oh man, I'm on a top chat. Fucking a little bit of rose water on the back end, or is what he kind of picked up on it. But either way, man, that shit was good. That shit was good, Jack. Not that Count Crippy isn't bad, but it was different directions. You know what I mean? The Heartbreaker was like fucking get some shit done, weed. And this is like slow down and try to function weed.
It's interesting how gas can be functional and also sedating. Because like you're saying, the Heartbreaker. Ooh, that rip got me. But you're saying that one, the second one, that's gassier, is kind of uplifting, which a lot of people I think associate the gassier smells with being more sedating or like in the middle, I guess. But I've experienced it both ways, where gas can be a pick me up and gas can also be like a put me down. But do you know the cross on the Count Grippy? I think is what you said it's called, the first one.
I wish I did, to be honest with you, Jack. It doesn't say on the pack. I'm sure the Crippy's part of them, but I don't know what's on the other hand. Yeah.
And you said, was that one from Smiley?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I wonder where, because Crippy was one I don't have a ton of experience with, to be quite honest. It's got quite a reputation though, and I'd just love to hear where he sourced it from and what he thought about growing it, because he's grown a lot of different stuff, and I know you have as well. So it's always interesting to hear people's thoughts on how sort of like a legendary one or a cross of it grew.
He was, very excited about it. I remember before he started working with it, when he first got it, that when if you know Smiley pretty well, when you fucking see him, he's usually got a couple of, hey, I hope you're listening, Smiley. He should almost, this is what we need to get for Smiley. We need to get him like a John Popper vest, but instead of harmonicas, he can have the multi-strains with tins that he carries. So instead of harmonica pockets, he'll have like 50 fucking tin pockets. Anyways, yeah. So when I first kind of fucking a few months ago when I'd seen him, that was his first choice basically for a minute there. He'd be like, try this Crippy. Tell me what you think. So yeah. It's definitely good stuff, but for me on the sedative side. But you're right though, again about the gas though. The OG Kush that I grew out way back, that I would consider to be a true OG Kush, was like that super fuely. And that's the one that, if you've ever heard me talk, man, that's the one that talked me into. That's the strain that made me mix it up.
No more monocropping.
Man,
not after shit, the OG.
The secret to that shit, in my opinion, is like basically one joint is that get shit done. 2 joints, you double up on that shit, and you're fucking done. You're fucking couch locked. Forget it.
I think there's a lot of strains that are secretly like that, but people just enjoy indulging so much cannabis that they don't necessarily slow down or stop like between joints. If you just go like one after another, you might just be like, oh, this is a sedating strain. But if you just smoked the one joint and then you had to go and do some shit, or just hung out for a little and like before you roll another one up, let it kind of impact you. Some strains, even like with hash, like I'll take like one hit and wait a while and see how it really impacts me, and then I'll take another fucking hit. But I don't know. Once you start to understand each strain and how it impacts you, you guys probably all see we blow through a bunch of shit on the shows like this. But I'm sampling something new, and I will say, when you go from smoking homegrown and like a living soil in my situation, but any homegrown that's well done, to some commercial stuff, even when it's pretty well done, it tends to be a little bit harsher on the throat. So I'm coughing over here a lot more. Should probably drink a little water and ask, of the ladies that you have managed to truck around, who are the best survivors and what's the most promising stuff? I know you've probably got some Danka Anthony related stuff. Anything else going on in the garden?
Oh man, I still got the strawberry swirl by Red Dragon Brothers, and the Stroop Waffle by them, DOA, the Chilumbium F2s, and the Stee, the Lime Stee, and the 3 Stee, all by Kazoo. And I actually have one of the Stee ready to be harvested that was floating along in the tent there, and is kind of floated in between. I guess that's somewhat of a plus there, as far as the 12-in-1, because she went from 12-12 or whatever, the 9 whatever, with fucking not doing math right now. I guess 9 what 13, 9 13, something like that. Uh it still kind of managed to float along without like freaking out, you know what I mean, immediately, and finished up. And that shit, man, it smells really good. I had after fucking smelling that finished version of the steed, that was the soldier that was in the one pot, that little one that came up, and I let it finish off there. That was a steed. And man, I tell you what, I thought I lost that thing in the move because I had it hanging up outside and fucking whatever. And I went to fucking move some shit, and there it was, boom, sitting in the fucking bottom of the trailer. I'm like, yeah. So actually, this will make you laugh, whatever. So I actually take it, the little thing that you hang your fucking hangers on your vehicle. Well, mine's in my truck, pretty dark in windows in the Dodge. And so I had one of them, and I hung that fucker up in my window. It was actually in my window drying for like a few days until it was like smokable dry. And then I fucking just smoked that shit, man. And it was good, man. It tasted really well. It had nice buzz. Shout out to
Hey,
Kazoo.
that sun-dried terps, something to it,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Curing it in the truck.
UV protected from the tin, I would think.
And glass, no, glass in general. You're 100% right. Just any glass, like clear glass, whatever. If it's real glass, there's UV protection. So there's that benefit. Like it doesn't need to be like an amber mason jar. Like a regular mason jar will block UV. The amber blocks out a lot of the other things in the light and can make it preserve stuff for longer or whatever. But primarily, like if you're worried about UV, then glass will help you out.
Before I said hello and cheers to Johnny Cannacy.
Welcome
This
in,
is
Johnny.
something I forgot to fucking say last night. Was the other night when I fucking I went down to Flint, and I watched the fucking heavy metal bands, which is it was the fast metal, the speed metal. And it was a good time, man. Good time. Yeah,
Fast and
but so I can say this. Unfortunately, I have been dragged into a few alcohol establishments in the last month. And I don't drink, but I still have went for company reasons or whatever. And man, I tell you what, I stick out like a sore dick in a bar. Like a fucking cop at a fucking like a cop at a weed event, basically. I'm so out of my element. I'll say that. And I don't know. It's just oh, I forgot. Oh, so I go down to the heavy metal fucking thing, and I don't think about, this. For one, I was expecting a bigger venue, basically. And for two, I don't even think about it. I'm like, me, I guess. And so I'm down in there. I'm dressed more like I would say on the preppier side, nice polo, shorts, sandals, whatever. I look decent. I don't look heavy metal, but I have on a show shirt. Fucking the bright yellow with like a tinge of that bright green to it. Basically fucking neon in this bar. I mean, you could pick me out anywhere in that place, man. It's like I said, I didn't stick out like a sore dick just because I'm like walking around with a water bottle in a bar. It's fucking yellow, bright yellow, fucking shirt with weed fucking shit all over it definitely made me stand out. Cheers, Johnny. How you doing, brother?
That's how can you hear me? Okay, good.
It's funny. It's not sounding great.
Not sounding great. Damn these,
Maybe
it's the earbuds, man. I don't understand why these things don't work that good for me. So I'm gonna try switching it over to the little larger speaker and see if it works out better.
I can hear you, but it's just like definitely fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
Wishbone came out on the Elephant Riders LP.
Stupid
And we just thought it
earbuds.
was seasonally.
They don't work that good. Let's try
Eagle or Johnny, I have a question for you. Do you guys ever listen to Guar?
Oh yeah.
Is that one any better?
Much better. Oh my god.
Much better? Okay, see,
Yeah.
there's two different ones, so maybe this one here has the mic on it.
I think that one's. I don't know about Eagle. What do you think? I feel like this audio from Johnny's better.
A lot
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, a lot
Okay,
better.
good. Then I won't switch it to the large sound bar. So how is everybody? I haven't even started smoking yet, man. I went to therapy this afternoon and got my ass beat up. You know, I came home and took a shower and passed out. I mean, the workouts that they've been doing have been mainly upper neck and shoulders, and it's just kicking my ass because I haven't really been using this shit, for a few years. So
Even if
oh my goodness.
even if you had been using it, sometimes we have all these little weird muscles that you don't think to exercise. Like I fucked up my back when I was younger or whatever, and my core had strong muscle, but my lower back didn't have it. So I was just like unbalanced. And when I go to rehab or physical therapy, it's fucking exhausting. Even just doing like little ass motions, just like on your hands and knee, like lifting your fucking arm like 5 or 6 times, like no weight at all, even just like body weight sometimes. It's fucking
Right, yeah.
exhausting.
Some of these things that they have me doing, I feel like a pussy because I'm having a hard time doing them.
Don't feel bad, man. You're injured, 1, and 2, to quote Rasta Bob, you have too much oxygen in your lungs right now. You need to get some smoke in your lungs, sir.
Oh, definitely, man. I'll be right back. Let me go get my gear.
So
It's in the other room.
while we're fucking waiting for Johnny, I guess I fucking found some
Go ahead,
at least
man. I can hear you.
one video of that band I fucking went and seen this weekend, the Psycho Stick. It's funny you asked about Guar though, because there was 2 bands there that were Guar-ish. The Petadora was fucking, they had on fucking suits and fucking hats, and they played for a while. I was like, damn, I don't know about all that. I don't know what I can do all that, but so this was the band here. So hold on, this is they do like parodies and shit.
It's funny. I've only recently gotten into Guar because I got hooked on a few interviews from one of the former lead singer, Dave Rocky, who was Odorous Urungus. He ended up dying, but he's kind of a wild dude. And the interviews actually led me into like watching more of the shows. And it's funny because I remember like when I was younger seeing it on Jerry Springer and a few other places, but I never got super into it because I just only saw it surface level, and I feel like the media did a pretty bad job of fixing it.
I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer, it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And stop, beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.
Actually put on a really good show. These guys in Downtown Brown.
And
Your drummer's good.
Tastes real crappy, but cold beer will make me happy. When I throw up on the floor, I can go and drink it are no good with pizza. Now that we have drunk some beer, let's go drive a car. Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And stop, beer is good, beer is good, beer is good.
Comedy ribbon. I'm like, well, I should be able to play that on the show, man. Good time though, man. All good, straight up there, whatever. And they did. Actually, I wonder if I could find that. They did the Mexican. Fucking then they're like, let's go drink some beer. Now, what I want you to do is everybody get that fucking hat. And they started playing. Everybody started grabbing pieces of the fucking hat or trying to grab the hat. I don't know. It was a pretty good time. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I like it fast and loud, man. People that fucking shred, even like I think it's the Expendables. They're like a reggae band, but they have this song called War Cry, I think, and they just fucking shred. And sometimes you just gotta fucking listen to some loud, exciting, high energy shit like that. Definitely gets the heart rate up.
You know what I noticed about my smoke lately? With the amount of moisture that's in the air, it sure ain't that crumbly kind of weed anymore.
Oh yeah, it'll
As soon as
change
I
it.
take it out, yeah, as soon as I take it out of the jar, man, it hydrates right back up. You know?
I noticed the same thing happens the opposite way. So like when I come from California over to Arizona, I'll crack my mason jar and we can put it in smaller jars then, because the second you open it up, it goes from that nice sticky icky to a Colorado crunch or the Arizona. Fucking
This
dries
has gotta
so
be
quick.
SoCal. Oh no,
That's
Canna.
CannaMinx.
What up?
What's up, CannaMinx?
He's still loading up his
Okay.
connecting audio and shit still. But looking forward to hearing from him. Haven't seen him in a little bit. Cheers, man.
Yeah, I catch a show
There
from
we
time
go.
to time whenever I wake up at the right
What
time.
up, man?
Boo boo.
I still don't know if he can hear us.
No here yet.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can see the box light up. But wait. Can you hear us,
We
Canna?
Oh, now I got you guys.
There we go.
Cheers, man.
There you
What
go.
up, guys?
What up, bro?
What's up?
Hey,
Do we got a
chilling,
name
man.
change? Prince Boo Boo.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even realize that was on. My son used my computer one time for his homeschooling, and his name is Prince. And I always make jokes and call him Prince Abubu from a Latin, because Javar said that. So I had that shit on there.
I was
How's
like, I know
everybody?
you got jokes, man. It's good to see you, man. We were
Oh, yeah.
we thought when we saw the name at first it didn't show your logo, and then we saw your name, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I can
It
see
showed
that.
your face.
Let me see if I could try to change this shit, because I haven't used Zooms in fucking forever. Let's see.
That's funny.
Yeah,
So how you doing, brother?
You run on StreamYards, right? Or do you use something else?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use what's that shit? Melon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been using Melon app a lot. I kind of like that more than Zoom, so I've been fucking with that.
What
So
do you
I
like
just-
about it?
A lot, man. Like, I love the fact that it's I'm trying to find my name as I talk. But I love the fact that I'm able to put people's comments up as they say stuff. The audio is way better, especially because I use a lot of sound effects and shit. So it just makes it like way easier. So just little shit like that. It's a lot of good integrations. Like when I used to use Zoom was dope, but I used to have to use it with OBS for it to do what I needed it to do. So, but it's pretty cool. I'm actually about to start incorporating Streamlabs with my shit, some of their apps, so I can start accepting donations during my streams and shit. So kind of makes life a little easier.
Okay. What you smoking on tonight, bro?
Right now I have, what is this? Blue amnesia? Yeah, blue amnesia or purple amnesia, one of them colors, something amnesia. I don't remember if it's blue or purple, but I know the last part of it is amnesia. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So this is actually my first smoke of the day. Shit. Haven't smoked it all today. Had the kids all day. My wife just got back from out of town. So I was like, shit, I jumped out of bed because I had the baby with me. I jumped out. I was like, you know what? I'm about to fucking hop on. I was going to try to hop on last night, but I couldn't find the baby monitor. So I was like, fuck it. So I want to jump in today.
Glad you
I
did.
respect that responsible parenting, man.
Yeah, try my best to be. Can't be a fucking asshole all the time, right?
No, it shows, man. You got a lot of love for your kid and you're there, and that's what matters most.
Nah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. They drive me crazy, but you know, that's part of being a parent, right?
Yeah.
So everything's been cool, man. I just been also doing a lot of like just research for like this using dry amendments and shit. My spirits were a little low.
It wasn't
Johnny
happening
knows.
fast enough for you.
It wasn't happening at all, player.
Yeah,
So I
the
was
dry
like, shit.
amendments, you know, they take time to break down and get into your stuff a lot of the time,
Right.
you know. So it's good to preemptively strike on your pot, if you understand what I'm saying.
That's what I've
Be
been
ahead of the
learning.
game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I even saw
Yeah,
some
so
people
when
that were
you're-
telling me to just put my soil out before I even put anything in it to let it start doing its shit. I
Yeah.
kind of read that too. So I was like, this is interesting. So
You know what I've been doing since I started is I've been using kind of natural organic type dry amendments since I first started, outside of the fact that I had the Fox Farm 3 at the beginning, you know. And so I grew out of that really quick because I noticed it was more like the weed that you get at the dispensaries, you know, didn't burn good, do a lot of different things to it, or I didn't flush it properly or something.
right.
But what I started doing was I'd set up a box or a container, and then 3 to 4 months before I'm even ready to start potting my plants, I amend it and I let it sit. I set it and forget, kind of.
Right.
And then
Right.
sometimes I'll come back into that sucker and it'll have a mycelium growth across the top of it, you know, which is really awesome. You know, after 2-3 months when I haven't even touched it. And then I know when I go back into that soil and I reach in and I pot up my pots, it's going to be ready to rock and roll because it's been sitting and cooking, more or less, and congealing and kind of like a fine dish of food that you're marinating in. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Do you
So
guys ever
it's
do
just-
teas with your dry amendments?
I haven't
Yeah.
really.
I used to do them a lot, but to be honest, with biology, it's a little bit risky with brewing because like your climate's different than my climate, is different than Eagle's climate. So if I said brew it for 24 hours, well, your humidity and moisture and temperature is all going to be different. Like Johnny's in Vegas, I'm in San Diego. I think you're in Southern California as well.
I'm in Vegas
Yeah.
now. Well, I'm in Nevada
okay.
now. Yeah, I used to be in Southern California.
But yeah, so it's like with that being on the mind, I guess
So
some
you're going to
people
be
will,
my
if
sesh
you-
buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right on. Shit. As
Nice.
soon as I get this crazy Uncle Josh cured or dried up and cured, man, let's hook up and we'll get some Southern California SoCal stuff into you.
Hey, for sure, man. I'm like, let's do it. Shit. Let's do it. I'm almost out of my
Yeah.
weed anyway.
So
shit.
Yeah, I got plenty. I got all kinds of Miranda Family Farm stuff. I got SoCal stuff, and I got some of my stuff and some of Smiley stuff.
Damn.
So yeah, I just got done. Oh gosh, my hand is all up
Speaking
inside my
of,
camera. There you go. That's good. So I just got done dropping and transplanting last night. So I took down a plant that was in this one, this one. So I got a new PBK hole right here that's coming up. And this one right here, I got another grape Slurpee. And I thought it'd be cool. So this one right here is a grape Slurpee that's growing up here. Looking rather
Nice.
cool. You know, it's already got, and I got a grape Slurpee that's just behind it, you know. So I'll have a compilation of how it looks throughout the days, you know.
That's
And then I
dope.
got a soak or not the American one right here. I got a Godiva right there. And I got a Godiva back here too. And
Wow.
this one in the back there, that one there, she just popped up on her own, man. I have these volunteers that like to come up and give me weed that I don't know what it is. It's really cool.
That's dope. What's all that extra shit
And
in the bottom of the pot that you got down there? It look like
and
hay
the
or
bottom of
something.
the,
Like you're
yeah,
right.
that's
Like,
exactly
yeah.
what it is.
Okay.
That's alfalfa and hay.
Alfalfa. Okay.
I put a layer of it on top.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
it's about 2 inches, I'd say, and it keeps the soil from drying out from the lights, and it keeps it moist on the top, you know.
Never thought of
So
that.
yeah, I've been doing that, and on this one over here, I don't do that on this one because it's got its own cover crop, which is leafy vegetables. You know, these things here. That's my cover crop there.
Flower, Johnny?
What's that?
Did your potatoes flower?
My potatoes? Oh, I threw those babies outside. As a matter of fact, I harvested one of those, and I had myself some fried taters the other day that I grew, and it was
Nice.
absolutely fun. I mean, yeah. So enjoyed it. This one right here. This one. That's a crazy Uncle Josh right there.
You can see he's crazy. Look at that shit.
Frosty as fuck.
Yeah, frosty, crazy frosty, man. I'm telling you, you'll be one of the few people in the world that has smoked this.
Hell yeah, shit.
And this one right here is Louis Must by Miranda Family Farms, and it's really really tasty too. It's a good weed. And this right here, I'm not sure what kind of leafy green that is, but it is. You know, it's even flowering. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get me some seeds out of this shit.
Mink, do you run a mulch with your dry amendment setup or grow? Like, do you have like some sort of layer on top of the soil?
Nope. That's why as soon as he just said that, I literally just honestly, I think from my stream last week, Johnny was telling me like, you know, just different things like through the chat, like, yo, you got to kind of get out of that synthetic mind of thinking. And it just really made me start, like for the last few days, I've literally just been sitting here watching just like organic videos, but not even just for cannabis, just period, and understanding like what the different nutrients do, the micronutrients. I didn't know about mobile and immobile, nutrients. I didn't know about that shit, to be honest. So I started reading this shit and I'm watching videos and I'm like, oh, mobile. Okay, it starts at the bottom. That's what the fuck's going on in my shit. And I started realizing I was very nitrogen deficient. My shit is everything deficient, motherfuckers, except for water. Outside of that, it ain't got shit because I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna put this in here. And even though Cheddar Bob told me, he was like, it takes like a week or two for it to break down. I thought my system was still working because the bag said do this shit, right? So now after I started understanding it, I'm like, okay, now I get it. So I haven't, you know what I mean? I've really just started getting into like what I would say real effort
The
for
wormhole.
Right, for real. I just started getting in there.
Getting into the wormhole, and it's
No
exciting.
shame. No shame
Yeah,
in not
there's
knowing
no-
either. We all learned
Yeah.
at one point, and we all didn't know shit at one point. So you're trying something new. It's going to come with roadblocks and stumbling points, but you're going to learn. When I started in soil again indoors, I wasn't growing with mulch at first, or like the earth boxes that I use have like a shower cap cover.
Right,
where
right,
it's
right.
kind of like a plastic layer.
Yeah, a
on
little
top.
Jerry curl bag. Yeah, yeah.
But like now for my veg that I'm not in that, it's and it's funny because it really is like that. But I use rice hulls for veg because it's just simple. They provide silica to the soil, but you just add like a thin little layer up at the top and it traps some of that moisture in, and it's easy enough to like pour them off when you're transplanting into the next pot over on the side, and then drop it in the hole and then kind of scoop them back on. But there's so many different options for mulch. Some people use hay, some people do cover crop. There's a million and one ways to do it. There's no one right or wrong way. It's really a fun process to learn and experiment with all the different things and find what you like the best.
No, I feel you. I've been learning a lot from you guys, man. Like everybody, I'm telling you, I watch and I really love the fact that you guys add in just regular like vegetables and fruits and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that shit, and I see how you guys are using them. So I got 2 earth boxes in the back just now. I just put them together yesterday or last week, and then today I put together a compost bin. I've never done compost. And I remember Cheddar was showing his backyard. He's like, got compost over here. And I'm like, damn, okay. So we got the barrel and shit. And I'm like, they putting cardboard in that motherfucker? That shit is just out the box to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird shit. But I'm like, this is dope. So I'm honestly just like learning. And then I got my little arrow gardens and shit throughout my house. I got like 4 different styles of those. So we just be walking around grabbing kale and shit and grabbing lettuce and stuff. So I'm watching what y'all doing, and that shit is like super inspiring. And I honestly, y'all know me, I try to apply shit that I learned, you know what I mean? So I've been doing that. And I'm telling you, I was discouraged at first because I got like 2 plants in there right now, dude. These motherfuckers are no joke, like about this tall. And they got the nerve to be budding. They this tall and they got the nerve to be budding. And I ain't chopping it down though. I'm gonna smoke that 1.5 gram that plant give me, motherfuckers. But I was like, what the fuck? But that's why I like the fact that I've been learning from stuff. It's weird, but it's actually some cool shit. It's like some mad scientist shit every day.
That sounds like an auto flower problem.
Oh yeah.
Well,
To jump in and sound like the major.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not necessarily. You could have had a seed come up, and if it's in flower too soon, it will start going into the flower type.
No, they're autos. They're autos.
Yeah. Oh, it's autos. Okay.
Yeah, I got 6 autos and 2 photos.
I actually had a couple of buds in my. I say buds because they were just little tiny plants. They were no more than about 6 inches tall. Man.
Taller than mine.
And
yeah.
it was just a rock solid bud. And it wasn't an auto. It just sprouted up underneath a bunch of foliage. And so it had low light, and then eventually it just started budding out down there. And when I noticed it was down there, I started cracking open the, so it could get some light. And man, it turned out to be dark purple and some serious kick-ass weed, man. I didn't know what kind it was, but I'll tell you what, those volunteers are lovely. I enjoy it, especially if they're female. Smoke on it. I haven't had a volunteer that came up a male, but
I have.
Have you really?
Yeah, right before I moved there.
Yeah.
And one that went each way like that. One that we're talking that went, she got about 16 inches on its own in flower. Didn't go right away. And then I had that little male that came up and was showing nuts. I mean, that was a cruel joke in my opinion, because he had just enough sacks to really do in a room. So,
Oh, no way. He actually blew, huh?
yeah.
Oh, what an asshole.
Yeah, about that much of just pure nuts. You know what I mean? He was a giver, that's for sure.
Little boy blew because he needed the money.
Finkel was Ironhorn. Ironhorn was Finkel.
What you smoking on, Smiley?
Ego inspired me to roll up Countdown, or the Count Kirby, which is Countdown to Kirby OG. And the Kirby OG is from 808 Genetics. And the claim is that, so he's a 2nd generation breeder, and the claim is that the Kirby originally came from his dad. And he had seed stock from his dad. that he's basically done an outcross and then a back cross and then I think the one I have, the Crippy OG, is what he named it, but it's actually the back cross 3 of it.
That's pretty awesome,
Gotcha.
man. I mean, it sounds like the
Sounds
effect is exactly
good.
what it's always described as, Crippy, based on the name. It's like, it's kind of a heavier strain, you know. It's gonna bring you down.
I've had to fucking actually think about it a couple of times because last couple of days I've been smoking on it and fucking bright-eyed bushy tail. Then I get it like halfway through it and I'm like, man, I just don't know what's up. And fucking it was funny because I took a little ride today. It's fucking hot as fuck today. Took a little ride, rolled one up, threw the boys in the truck, took a nice little cool ride around the lake. And again, bright-eyed bushy tail before the ride. Fucking roll that fucker up, take a nice little ride. I fucking went a joint's worth there and back, you know what I mean? So about halfway through, trying to turn around, come back. By the time I came back, I was ready for a fucking nap. I swear to you. Yeah. Check out a little nap.
Sounds like a good therapy joint.
It was.
Yeah, most definitely.
They are kind of
CannaMinx, how did you like the monsoon the other day? Did you enjoy that?
Hell yeah, I loved it. I loved it. The
Was
reason
that
I got
wild or
kids, so
what?
we was outside playing in the rain and shit. So
There you go.
I was like, that shit was dope because it was fucking satanic temperatures, but it was fucking pouring. So we was like, hey, let's have some fun. At first, I wasn't going out there. My son was like, can I go outside? And I was like, nah, yeah, let's go. So I was like, fuck it. So it worked out. It was actually pretty cool. Yeah, it was dope. I love that shit. So yeah.
Absolutely intense, man. I'm telling you, when that shit starts blowing and it's sidewards rain. Completely.
Right. Yeah, it was crazy, but I guess for me, I appreciate it because I don't have to go nowhere. So it makes me appreciate the life that we have set up. Like we all at the house. Like shit, I ain't out there driving with motherfuckers in that fucking Noah's bullshit. Fuck that. So I just chilled at the crib and kicked it, you know what I mean? Play a little Call of Duty and shit. Let the rain happen, you know what I mean? So I like that shit. That shit was pretty dope. Do you bring plants indoors when it rains? Because I sure do.
My shit's out in a 5x4 plant box outside, so it's not getting picked up and brought anywhere. So I just stake it down and you know, just let the torrential winds and rain to eat the heck out of it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't looked at them in a couple of days since the major shit happened, but I did have some new plant spikes that I put out there. I didn't actually tie it to them or anything, so they could be laying down again.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I left mine out. I looked at her, and she looked like one of those things that be in front of a used car sales place. She was blowing the fuck everywhere. Yeah. And I was like, just get those stems stronger. Get them stems stronger. And then it started pouring, and I was like, nah, Smiley put his shit in the washing machine, so they should be all right. It's just rainwater. So I just left my shit out there. Like, fuck it. That plant's been through it all. So I've been, I've been enjoying my new environment.
Too.
That's what I've been
thinking.
thinking.
You some power weed from that kind of shit, man.
I hope so, man. I hope so. This plan has been interesting. So I thought it was an auto, turned out to be a photo. Brought it with me from Cali out here to Nevada. Took it from indoor to outdoor. It had like some white fungusy cotton looking shit on it.
That one.
So I just been like washing that with fucking soap if it ever pops up. So I just been like seeing what happens with this plant. As long as that white shit ain't on the bud, I'm okay with it. But it's on the stem and it looked like cotton. Like when you put a fucking microscope up on it, it looks like straight cotton. Yeah.
Did you sounds like it's dampening off kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you wipe it off, does it come back?
Yeah, but not in the same place. It'll just be like, oh, I'll pop up over here. Fuck it. I think I'll show up right here, pal. It just does that to me, but it's not like just in the same place. And I just get some fucking, what is that, Dove soap and water. And I'd be like, bloop, 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 jack it off a little bit, going about my life. You know what I mean? And then it goes back somewhere else, like maybe like a week or so later. So it's not like super quick and repetitive. So I've just been staying on top of it just to make sure it doesn't, like I say, get on the actual buds itself. But that's like the first photo I ever even accidentally did. So I was like, fuck it, let it happen. You know what I mean? So I just been seeing what goes on the whole goddamn time. Even if it came out and I go out there and the shit got eyes on it, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see what happens with it, you know? So I just been doing
So
that.
you brought that thing from Cali alive?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. So it's got some environmental.
Allegedly.
I was thinking that too. Allegedly, I brought it.
Hypothetically.
It's just got some environmental things that it's got to work out. You know what I'm saying? Because it came from a completely different environment.
Very true. And it was indoor at first.
Eagle.
Right.
I got a question because we were just talking a little bit about autos, and I know you switched to the 12-in-1 light cycle for a little while, and I think I remember you saying one of your plants started to flower, but most of them were fine. So what was the deal with that? I never heard the resolution or the whole story on that.
Oh, I think that was 100% genetics. That was like tester gear, and that was stuff I wasn't even supposed to pass because it did have that trait. And so,
was it an auto flower trait or a fast flower trait?
I believe it was an auto flower trait, to be honest with you.
Okay. Because some stuff, you know, it will flower under like 16 or 18-hour light. It doesn't take the 12-12. Like you'll see it. I'm sure if you're growing, I think Smiley and many others are growing outdoor in Michigan. Some stuff will just start flowering like weeks or even a month before everything else. So it's interesting, the genetic, but it sounds like that was just a straight up auto flower.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I think
I've been running the light system. Sorry,
What's my
No, I was just gonna say I think some of them are just more sensitive to like a change in that, to where like if you hit the summer solstice and it starts, your days are getting shorter. Some of them are just really sensitive to that, where they'll trigger a lot quicker.
You still running the 12-in-1, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm still doing that shit.
You crazy fucker.
I am.
love it.
You know, I hear about something that might work, and Johnny will just jump all over it and run with it. You know, that's the thing about my garden. It's an absolute experimental.
You never tried the fermented deer penis though, Johnny. I'm a little.
You gotta come out to Michigan for that.
The only thing I have regularly available to me is fermented ram penis. So I don't have the deer available.
That might work.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, it's kind of horny, you know, so.
So I've heard that deer is like a 10-to-1 ratio, but the ram is like an 8-to-1 ratio when you're mixing it to the water. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to mix it too strong.
I was just getting ready to ask too, straight soak or, you know, how's it go about that?
Straight soak.
Dip it in there just like the old Clonex, just a little swirl and into the blood.
Well, you know, in the actual environment, the deer just walks by and you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like there, I don't even know if it's fermented. It's just kind of like hot spray.
Is that how Air Clone got started? Just the fucking ram, just on a random like, wow, fucking Air Clones.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, do you guys do CO2 inside of your grow area? Like, do you guys do that?
Only when I'm fighting.
Yo, my CO2 level is insane in my house. I was kind of shocked when I got a meter. My lowest CO2 was like 1200, and it goes up to like 1650.
What's a normal range?
400 is natural, like 440 is outside. Double to 800, and you can pretty much run your lights 500 ppfd higher. Like 1000 is the max that you want to run them for. Like a light measurement is like the number would be 1000 if you're at atmospheric, which is like 400. But once you bump it up to like 800 or 750, actually, it'll take 1500 light. And it's just my cats, me and my wife, but I live in a tiny ass spot. So even when
those cat burps, man.
They're just running around, breathing heavy. Fucking, they chase each other around and shit. playing all day.
So, Canna, the other way to go about that is you just need to exchange the volume of air in that room every minute, and that way you can cycle enough air through to kind of keep like the fresh air, ambient CO2 going. Yeah, if you seal the room off, it's going to deplete that. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of exchange that. And the rule of thumb I remember was the volume of air in the room per minute. So
Yeah,
there's
I have
fans
a.
that'll do that.
Yeah, I got a fan going in and one going out. I got those going. I just wasn't sure if I had needed just like I said, I just been getting in all this really kind of understanding, like, you know, there's this element they need CO2. I was like, oh shit, motherfucker ain't got no CO2. I wasn't sure.
Go on Amazon and check out the cheapest CO2 meter you could get, and I bet you if you put it near your grow, you'll figure out that you're probably, just because you have people that live in your house, it's going to be above the atmospheric levels, and you're cycling that in and out. So just like you have kids, you have a significant other. So I would imagine you're actually probably sitting at a little bit higher. And that's like one of the last things, like when you're dialing in your grow, there's like a representation of growing anything, and it's called like Liebig's law of minimums. It's like a bucket, and it's got like slats. You've got like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, all this other shit, calcium, and then like CO2, it's on there. Everything needs to be present. You can only achieve like to your lowest level slat, but CO2 is one of the last things you want to worry about. Like, get your temperature dialed in, your humidity dialed in, and get a good soil mix going. There's a bunch of good recipes out there if you want to do soil. If you want to go synthetic, there's a bunch of routes to do that successfully, from cocoa to DWC. I mean, there's 100 ways. Like I said earlier, it just comes down to what you got available.
I got the dry amendment, like the organic, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw 2 synthetics out there, just so I know I know what I can do with that. So I was like, because like I say, my weed stash is getting low, and my whole thing with growing was trying not to go to dispensaries. I was like, fuck that. So that's been like, I'm sticking to it, you know, and this and that. So I was like, if I could get 2 autos that you can just, you know what you can do, but continue learning over here. And so I've been like, I got a tea right here. I got some banana tea brewing over here on the other side. I just been seeing all this shit like, ooh, let me try this. Let me try that. So
if you brew anything, err on the side of short. If it starts to smell sour, I'd just throw it out as far as teas go. And definitely, I think you're doing it the smart way. You've got your things that you understand already. You've got your synthetic over there. You're going to guarantee yourself a harvest with synthetic that you're comfortable. And you experiment with like 1 plant at a time. Some people want to go experiment with their whole fucking garden, and then they don't know what the hell they're doing, and they might end up with no harvest. So it's definitely smart to have your tried and true, and then also learn something on the side.
No, that makes sense, because I got 8 and dry. That's why I was like, wait, no, that wasn't a good idea. I was like, you didn't do anything of what you know you could do. So I was like, fuck it, let me just throw 2 autos. So I threw 2 banana strains in. And last time I grew a banana strain, I got probably about like an ounce and a half roughly off of that 1 plant. And so for me, that was a lot, because my other plants, I was getting like 7 to 10 grams. So in my learning process, for me to come off of 1 plant with an ounce and a half, I was like, hell yeah. So I got 2 other ones in there because I know I can make that happen with that strain. And then I got these other 8 plants, and 6 are autos and 2 are photos. So trying to learn, because I'm trying to get over to photos too. So in the winter time, I'm doing all Smiley. I want to get all that, and I'm gonna do it in my garage. And so that's why I'm really trying to get this down, because I'm seeing your pictures. So I know what it should somewhat look like. So I always say when I grow, I feel like a motherfucker that go inside the restaurant. You see the burger, you see the sweat coming off the lettuce, and then when they hand you your shit look like it fell out of somebody's ass. You like, wait a second, this shit don't look like the picture. That's what my weed be coming out like. It seemed like it just fell out of somebody's ass. Just doop, doop. So I'm trying to down my shit in before I start with Smiley shit, so I can make sure.
Oh man, that's the description right there.
I like
Expectation versus reality, man.
Right.
For real.
It's tough. I just finally, for the first time in my indoor growing, passed 2 grams a watt, and it was on a low wattage grow. And you know, it's actually going to be a little bit higher than that because I'm still harvesting some. But it was during a stress test on a Velvet Punch, this F3. I was trying to see how little light I could grow it with, And at a 60-watt grow, it's not, this grams per square foot is terrible. It's one of my lower harvests, but as far as I only ran 60 watts and I'm at 140 grams of cannabis harvested right now. So 120 would be 2 grams per watt. So
That's a
I was
little over
surprised.
QP for fucking. That's pretty damn good, dude. Oh yeah.
Well, I can run higher, but like if I run my light higher, I get closer to like 1.5 or like 1 gram per watt, but I'll yield technically more. But this was for an experiment. I was testing one, a really high light condition, and one, a really low light condition, and seeing like the stress conditions for the plant, getting really hot, really dry, really humid, kind of pushing it every single way I could imagine to try and get it to herm. I ran it like 5 weeks fast in some cases, like, cause I have the herbs now, I could chop shit down in cycles. Like I've got a bunch of shit dried, cured, and I'm smoking on, and I still have plants that are alive. Just trying to see, like, can I get this fucking thing to go? Like, can I get it to herm? Because I don't want it to fucking herm, obviously, but I'm trying.
That's your F3 though, right? That's your
F3s, yes.
That's what
I haven't
wondering.
sent any of these out yet.
I know you
Well,
had a few
F3.
pop up in the F2 and that, but you're thinking you're selected away from that as kind of the hope. And
I hope so. I think that I just can't get it to show up in my garden potentially. I sent out 1,000 seeds. 50 growers have grown them, and of that 50 growers, 4 have found herms. So I don't know what 4 out of 50 is, but about 10%, I think. 5 out of 50 would be 10%.
like 8%. Yeah.
So it was definitely in the F2, but I think that each one of those cases, there was definitely a known stressor. It wasn't like everything was perfectly suited in and nothing else was going wrong. Like each one of the people was like, oh, this kind of was going on, and I think that might have caused it, or this is just how my thing is set up. But I never want to blame the grower. It's in the genetics. I mean, a ton of cannabis has Hermes. Like OG Kush came from a Hermes. Chem Dog came from a Hermes. Thin Mint Girl Scout Cookie came from a Hermes. So those are 3 genetics that are all within the Velvet Punches lineage, and they're not the direct parent, but they're part of the ancestry. And I think that especially when you start F2ing and F3ing stuff, you're going to see more. Hopefully the ones that I picked, because I didn't have any herms in my garden to make the F3s, will potentially have a lower number of herms. So I sent out 1,000 seeds. That's 100 people, 10 pack each, roughly. It was actually more than that, but some people got like 10 or 20, 30, whatever it is. But the 50 who didn't grow them are no longer in the tester group. And the 50 that did grow them are going to get the F3s. So we're going to go from there. And then I have 50 more tester spots, essentially, that'll be open. And that's kind of how I want to run it. And I don't know.
Oh,
It's my first time with the shit. And I'm really just doing it to get my buddy Vegan Doja's work out there. So I think he's bred some really impressive different stuff, even though it has some of the kind of famous hype or popular stuff within the lineages. He was on the hill doing his own thing for like 10 years. So his stuff has kind of swerved its own directions, because his males would be like this cross to that, cross to that, cross to that, cross to that down the line. And then he would like have a nice cut at the end of that. Like the female would be crossed into his giant combination of things. So I don't know. It's just he's a really awesome dude. And he bred some cool stuff. So I like to show it off when and where I can. So
that's cool.
And I honestly, like, I'm really happy to see you guys doing your breeding project. Thank you, Anthony. Like, it's so cool to see you guys getting your first results and starting to see all the people that you sent them out to starting to grow it. It's just going to be a little bit of time now until people start to have an idea of what that strain is like.
I'm excited for it. Mine
Shit,
are
in 5
like
months.
though.
In 5 months, they're going to be here in Thailand.
Fuck yeah, what's up, Captain 420? Good to see you.
Good afternoon, Jack. Smiley.
Afternoon.
Let's see, we got Donnie here, and I'm
Cheers,
sorry,
gentlemen.
CannaMinx. you're new to me, and I just lost it.
It's
And
all good, Cap.
people, fucking awesome. 2 days here already. Damn, this is hot.
Trying to get it back. Feel normal. Feel normal with the shows rolling. In all fairness, CannaMinx screen does still say Prince Abu.
It didn't update.
That's funny, man.
I thought I changed it. I guess it didn't update or something. I don't know.
No, it didn't update. It still says Prince of Boo Boo on mine too.
Oh well, fuck it. Shout out to my son. Shit.
Shout out to
I'll
Prince.
take care of you, brother.
Oh, that's funny.
I
didn't
switched
know
from this up north commercial cannabis stuff to my own homegrown. We were speaking about the Velvet Punch, so I pulled some out and ground it up, and it's definitely a lot smoother. And you
It's
may
a
have,
K
I
on
don't know, seen the demeanor change. CannaMinx, you're in
Yeah,
there. He
it's
got
a
the
K on
minx,
there. Yeah, he put the minx.
like a.
You know, it's a K, Eagle. Do you know
It's
that?
closer, man.
No, I'll change it. I'll change it. Probably says that in the shout outs, to be honest with you.
You know, a lot of people say minx. A lot of people say that. I'll take that over Mick. I be talking to people like, all right, Mick. I'm like, what the fuck would you think my name would be Mick for? I'm like, no. So
You look like a Mick.
that's jacked up. Like say Mick, and here I come running out. Like, oh, that's my coffee. Everybody be like, the fuck?
Eagle changing all the names up. I'm ready for him to start busting out some filters. I'm like watching to make sure he doesn't start putting some. Oh, there they go. Am I seeing some green eyebrow action happening?
Oh no, not yet.
Not yet. We're too early in.
It was funny. It's funny you do say that though, because like when I before I logged on tonight, I was like, I updated Zoom. I wonder if there's any new avatars or fun things to play with. Even though there was an update, there was no new avatars or nothing.
It took away all my links. I had to go back to Instagram and pull a link out again.
Oh, that saved the memory of it or whatever.
Yeah, it was gone.
That's a
Everything.
bummer. It's so nice to be able to just click it in the Zoom app or whatever and have it pull up. Hopefully it'll save this time around.
Yeah. I think I've got time. I do nothing but watch grass grow anyways.
I got a terp question for you guys. It's probably not a terp, might be something else. You ever smell cannabis that has like a wood, almost like a firewood scent?
Firewood.
Like are you talking like a dried and cured wood that is ready for fire? Like a bundle of firewood that you bought kind of thing?
Kind of like that, but almost like maybe even like a burning bonfire, like, but not
No,
quite
I
that
leave
smoky.
that weed on the hill.
That's more like a sandal. I don't know. It's definitely not burnt wood, but yeah, I don't know. Like,
Do you like it?
earthy. Yeah, I've had a few different things that had a little bit of that woodiness to it. I don't know, earthy.
See, everybody
But-
says earthy, and like, I don't know, but I think for a lot of people, when you hear that term earthy, you think of fucking like a mouthful
Mud.
of dirt or some shit,
Yeah.
right? Like, everybody's like, oh, I don't like earthy, you know, but it's not bad. It's like a lot of the herbal flavors and some of like the woods and like leathers and shit like that can be in that earthy kind of category.
When
Well,
I think of earthy,
leather
I
is in
think
the
of
same-
brown weed, the old school brown weed. That's what I
Yeah.
think of when I think of earthy. To be honest with you.
No, this isn't that. This isn't that at all. Maybe I'm describing it poorly, but it's like, I guess more like you said, like a bundled firewood or like a cut wood, like the choppedness to it. I don't know if chopping wood does something or it releases something,
Yeah, for it to
but
be
whatever you're
seasoned.
smelling. And do they season firewood or something?
Yeah, you got to let it actually.
Definitely.
That's what he meant when he said for it to. I think that's what Smiley's talking about. For it to be ready to actually burn, it has to be.
Oh, like when you're
seasoned.
drying it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like with bud, you got to dry and cure it before it can burn well.
Right. Right.
Like fresh cut wood's a little different, or like wet Even like if you even Eagle, like you're working with wood, if it's wet, it kind of smells different, acts a little different.
Has a green smell to it.
Yeah.
To me, like J1, I used to describe, it almost had like when you busted open the pencil sharpener, like the pencil shavings, it had like a little bit of that like ground woodiness to it. It almost like, and it was weird because certain seasons, like the guy who I'd get it from the most, the guy who his crew created that cross, some seasons, like in the winter, it would be more like sweet and piney, but during the summer months when it was like hotter, it would be more kind of that like pencil shaving, like sharp wood on the palate. They both had both things there, but one would be more pronounced. Like in the winter, it was much more sweet, like terpinolene driven for sure, and maybe some piney. But in the summer, it was a different profile.
Sounds kind of good. I like the smell of pencil sharpening shavings. I actually have a cologne that kind of mimics that. It's a Burberry Touch, and it almost smells like pencil shavings. But I don't know. I've always liked that smell for some reason. So that sounds good from what you're saying.
I wonder if graphite has a smell, because they got rid of lead, right, and they replaced it, I think, with graphite. So I'm wondering if graphite has some terps.
No, I don't know.
The mineral terps.
I think it'd be like a metallic.
Because I think ChemDog has some metallic notes to it and like I think also Gorilla Glue has a little bit of like a metallic chemi, some hard to put your finger on note.
I've had some that are like that. Like you've been at the casino, like before they did the cards and shit, where you had to put the coins in and your hands would be all fucking colored from the metal. That smell, that fucking change smell, I've had some that kind of have that to it. I don't like it. It's not a desirable thing because I think it reminds me of like the old school days when you'd fucking be roaching the shit out of your bowl, your little metal bowl, because they were all metal and they had that metal screen.
Burning the screen.
Out of weed, so you're like roaching the fucking shit out, trying to burn that fucking resin and shit on there. Get that fucking nice metal hit to it. It's always great.
Dude, I remember like a spoon pipe, the little fucking carb cap. After you'd smoke enough bowls, like you'd turn it to the side and you can get a real nice like hit out of that carb where enough resin had built up, and you'd cover the actual bowl with your thumb. And if you're real desperate, I feel like sometimes that resin hit would get you like way higher than expected too. Probably because you were between bud and we're probably having a tolerance break. But man, I don't miss
I always
those
got a
days.
headache from it, dude. I always got a headache smoking the res.
Yeah, it definitely goes straight to the fucking head. That's for goddamn sure. It's not the pleasant high. I don't miss that at all. It's been so long. Holy shit. But
Just like
things are better now.
It's good, man. Like I don't know. Like
Things are way better now.
some of the guys want them like rotting flesh, fucking terps and shit like that, but it doesn't taste good. Like I've smelled stuff that's just real stinky and raunchy, and it's like almost like make you nauseous when you smell it, kind of.
It's off-putting.
It is intoxicating, and it's usually a very good, potent buzz, but it's like nasty, dude. Where like I don't know, like when I hit it, I want to fucking taste that and have it be like, fuck, I want to hit that again. Not like
it's like that Bill Gates human burger, right?
What's that?
That Bill Gates human burger.
Yeah.
Soylent Green people. But I think like you were just talking about, Smiley, exactly. A lot of people actually don't prefer the crazy wild. Some people like the real heady, old school, whatever types, or people that have a specific flavor palette might reach for those like body odor and like rotting flesh. But an example would be the DGC cup. God, I can't think of his name, and he sends me links all the fucking time, and he's the man. Shout out to him. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. He sends you more YouTube videos about cannabis than anybody, and he's been on YouTube. Medically fit. Okay, yeah, medically fit. He went to the DGC Cup. He was talking about how he didn't place, but everybody really well received his stuff. There was like 63 samples, and you have like 6 hours to try them all. And all the people, like the growers, vote with a little token. But when you turn in your sample, they're like, "You're number 83." you're number 41 or whatever. So they said your thing like out loud when you turn in your sample. So you could basically be like, hey, all your buddies be like, hey, vote for me. I'm number like 81 or whatever it is. So he was saying that he felt like it was not quite the most unbiased cup or whatever. But what he did say is the past few years, it was always fruity stuff that was winning, like more flavorful, easier on the palate. Because especially when you're smoking 63 different samples, like people are going to look at it, smell it, and smoke a little bit. And they had like one hitters with like a little thing to scrape it out. So I don't know. It really all depends on the cup and how you run it. Some cups I've seen like they send a sample kit and you have like a month or whatever before to smoke like 30 samples. You have like one a day. So there's so many different ways to do it. But I guess the point was, I think that generally, like you're saying, Smiley, I think I've seen like stickers that say weed should taste good. And I kind of agree with that. Like with so many options out there now, like why not pick for something that tastes good? But on the other end of the token, like if the one that works the best for you tastes like shit, not all medicine is going to taste good. So like if it puts you to sleep and nothing else works and you got to fucking smoke the body odor one, take that fucking body odor one, smoke it a few times, I guess, and go to bed. But hopefully you can find one that's pleasant and it'll do the same thing. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Because I got
Actually-
the Bicket OG is real raunchy like that too. To me, it smells like a ripe onion, like when you're picking it or whatever. It's still got the shit, but it's kind of like a sweet funky. I don't know. But I don't know. It's not one a lot of people that I've seen like now doing a few events with them and stuff. Most of the people kind of wrinkle their nose at it, and they just, you know what I mean? It's kind of like
Isn't that like a GMO cherry pie?
smoker. I'm saying like the average smoker seems to kind of like,
Is that the GMO cherry pie, the Bicket OG?
yeah.
I've seen some crazy yields with that. Some people grow some massive fucking plants. I don't know how the smoke is, but it looks insane big. And cheers, green fingers.
Yeah.
You piece of meat
Welcome in,
and
bud.
onion.
I think it's
More
gonna
than a
be
piece of
good when you can finally get that, as you call it, good tasting weed to actually have some legs and put on a 2 to 3 hour high instead of a 45-minute high.
4 to 5 minute high. I mean,
Have you smoked Jack the Ripper?
I haven't though.
Captain, have you smoked Jack the Ripper?
A while ago, maybe shit years ago in Michigan.
I think when that one's well grown, that and a few of the other ones from Subcool have legs for sure, and they taste great and will get you fucking really, really like some of the highest I've ever been actually. Jack the Ripper is like, if you're looking for something that tastes good and will get you high for a long time, that'd be the one I'd recommend.
How about we just add some fruit to my Death Star? That's my new
What
go-to.
fruit would you add? What flavor direction would you turn it?
Well, we already took it grape, and that seemed to be pretty good. But I don't know. As
There's
you
lemon,
know, I
orange.
don't have a lot of my taste buds. I don't have a lot of those senses. So for me to get it, it's got to be a sesquiterpene.
Well,
You said a lot of the Thai stuff is like citrusy, right? Lemon, lime.
Yeah, which I don't like.
I'm starting to get a kind of a citrusy orange kind of a smell off of the stem rub on the Thai that I have in here. I'm gonna go do another one here. See what she smells like today.
Yeah, rub one out.
What you smell?
Getting a lot of mango too.
Yeah,
How
it's
do you
different.
get those flavors in the shit? Like, how does that even happen? How are you guys getting grapes and shit like that?
I know, right?
It's naturally produced by, like in grapes case, it's methylantranolate. It's produced by Concord grapes, which are the purple ones, not the ones that you typically see at the supermarket, but you get it in grape Kool-Aid, grape jelly, grape jam, grape cough syrup, all the same ester that's produced also by cannabis naturally. And with mango, I think that myrcene is one of the terpenes that is found in mangoes, but there's also a whole bunch of other limonene is a citrus.
How do
terpene
you
that's found
make
in a lot of
that like if I'm like, oh, I want my shit to taste like grape, I'm like, how would I like I'm squeezing grapes on shit? Like, how would that actually? I don't understand.
You
like
get the
how
right
that.
strain. The genetic lineage of the plants dictates what terpene profile is available within the possibilities of that plant. So then when you take it and you get it to express, terpenes are one of the last things that express. So you're going to start getting like CBG first, and CBG will eventually turn to THC and THCA. THCA turns to THC. But like while all that shit's happening, at the very end, if you do everything really well, like terpenes might be like, there's professional growers that have $1 million grow rooms that might get 2% terpenes on their plant. Like some really, really good people will get like 6 to 11% on the very, very, very high end. But that's, pretty rare. Most people I would say is like 1 to 5% terpenes, and if that. And they volatilize at low temperatures. So even if they're there after a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, they're gradually going to keep going down if it's not kept underneath a certain temperature. And so, but to answer your question, I guess more direct, the flavors are all kind of already out there. They usually came from land race way back in the day. It might have been Thai, like in the captain's case. He's saying they have mango, they have lemon, they have lime over there. So there's a lot of citrus stuff. And if you wanted to get that in your strain, you would cross that into, like, he doesn't like it, but you could cross that to the Death Star, and then you do a hunt between all those Death Star, cross to Thai, and you look for the one that's mango leaning, because the mango maybe, that was one thing I was going to say. Do you like the mango, Captain?
I don't mind the mango. I have an Afghani mango that I've been smoking since 2005. So I'm okay with it.
I think that'd be the next way to take the Death Star, because not a lot of people have access to mango, even though if you just go, it's a really long flowering time. Mr. Nice Seed Bank has had mango haze forever, and there's some really good mango phenos in there, but it's like potentially like a 10 to 16 weeker, maybe 20.
But the grape death that we have, that's a unicorn. That blueberry is buried so deep in that it's not even funny. So, it's just a kind of hit and miss. Like Jack was saying, you've got a plant that has certain terpenes to it, and then you cross another plant in and you kind of hope. Poke and hope.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
One, like, if you're looking for one, Mink, like, you could ask someone like myself, like, hey, I want a grape strain. And I'd be like, grape pie, grape ape, purple punch, any of the crosses, purple Urkel, the derivatives of those plants are going to be good places to start looking. And you'll actually find some, like, you'll be like, holy shit. Somebody in another instance asked if I put strawberries in my soil, because I grew a strain that was crossed to strawberry cough. And it was so heavy, strawberry cough leaning, that it literally just smelled like straight up strawberries. And he's like, there must have been strawberries in your soil. Like, what'd you do? And I'm like, it's just the genetics of the plant. I grew it in my regular old soil with no strawberries in there at all. It just expressed itself in that way. So the crazy thing was, it was like a reddish pink in the fade. So I almost wonder if like the carotenoids or anthocyanins that are produced that turn it pink or red are correlating to the terpene production.
Grape Slurpee?
I think I've heard you talk about it. Did you get some good grape flavor in that one too?
Well, I don't know. I'm just growing it now. So I was just wondering if I could, kind of get a profile of it, if anybody's ever grown it, I got it from Blinded by the Light.
Who's the breeder?
I got
Blinded by the Light.
Yeah, Blinded by the Light gave it to me when I was out there, when I took Blind Cat 420 out there to Arizona. Yeah, so too many blinds in that conversation. It was just getting me confused. So yeah, I got that growing in my garden right now, and I'm looking forward to trying that, because I've never actually grown a grape flavored weed. I've tasted some before, but I've never actually grown. So this is kind of cool. I got a different flavor coming up. And Smiley, I did your, I dropped another one of yours. Which one is it here?
Let's say run that Sky Punch. And there's great stuff in there.
I was gonna say I'll send you some Velvet Punch for you and Mink, because I was just talking about how 50 of my testers never grew them when I sent them to them, and the other 50 did. So you guys could be. I've already got like 16 or 17 that are part of that 50, but I'd love to send you guys some Velvet Punch F3, and the F2 I think is actually the F1 is the most close to the candy grape. Like the F1 was super candy, it's like Smarties candy grape. But I think that if you grow enough of them, like Tao got a watermelon pheno. That was the other thing I forgot to mention about the F3 is I actually, in this pheno I'm smoking right now, there's a very subtle watermelon aftertaste. Like just there's no other way to describe it. I have watermelon in my fridge. This has the exact same fucking very subtle. It's like if there's 10 flavors in this, it's like number like 8, 9, or 10. Depending on which nug you grind up.
I popped the platinum cake across the Jack Skillington. I did the Dank of Anthony last night. I did the Creme de la Mirade from SFG or SFB Genetics.
Johnny, you're showing us up. You just said we got to wait for the full moon coming up. Didn't you just say it's the 4th or the 5th? It's going to be a full moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I figured.
You're going early though. That's
anytime
smart.
right in that area is good. So we got 2 this month. We got one on the 5th and the 11th. How do we get 2 full months or 2 full moons in 1 month?
Blue moon.
It can't be the 5th and the 11th though.
Johnny,
I know, that
that's
doesn't make sense. Well, I looked it up on my on Google, and that's the days it gave me. You know, which is rather odd. You know, and the other one that I threw in was by SFB Genetics was Goshi, and it's Willie G Lebanese crossed Charlotte's Web crossed the Harley Sue.
Yeah, Harley Sue, TSU. It's a cross of Sour Tsunami or something. The Harley, there's going to be some CBD in that, and the Willie's lab is pretty relaxing. That sounds like a really interesting cross.
Yeah, this it did sound like a very good one. It sounded like something that I might be needing through my therapy. Something that's soothing and relaxing, you know. So I just dropped those into cups, and here in a few more weeks, I think I'll do another drop too, so that I can have a bunch of different strains kind of flowing through my garden again.
Johnny's not fucking around.
I just wanted to say, fuck
He's
yeah, man,
like
thank
Sea
you.
of Green. He's got 1,500 fucking plants in that fucking trailer.
No, it's just variety, man. I love variety.
Yeah, you're not cloning though, right? So you're just running them out and.
Yeah, I'm just running these out right now. Yeah. I actually got clones of the Thai over here because I was listening to what Captain 420 was saying. You better clone that shit out, and you know.
Well, that plant's about what, 4 feet tall already?
Yeah.
And you've already taken clones off of it, so yeah.
Yeah, that sucker. Yeah, it's 4 foot already, and I've already done monster cropping on it. So, you know, bending it over and tying it down, and shoot, man, I might have to go in another direction on this thing. You know,
take a clone, get it to 8-10 inches, and flip it.
Okay.
Yeah. Flip a 10-inch clone, you're gonna end up with a 3.5 foot plant.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
Well, it's exciting because I know it's going to go for a long time, because already the lankiness of it, the stretch, it's pretty amazing. I got one that's already showed to be a female. So, and it showed way deep into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a long runner. That's what I can see as far as
those are going to be good seeds. Everybody's going to be pleased with all those.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited about these. Very excited. And I got another one in the back there that I took a clone off as well. I took clones off of both of them, but I topped that sucker in flower, so I absolutely gave it a little bit of a shock. You know what I'm saying? I figured I would shock it and do a real kind of an experimental kind of a thing on it, just to see what happens. And it slowed it way down, which is fine. And I'll see what happens from there, you know, because it's been in flower for a couple of weeks already, 2-3 weeks. And then I did a big top on the 2 top ones because they were starting to get too tall. So I had to snap them or something. So I figured, what the heck, I'll take clones
Cutting them
right
is
up.
easy. Sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, it's nice and easy just to cut them.
Yeah, that's
I
what
just,
Hey,
I want to
guys.
say, I'm an idiot. Earlier, I said, what about bonfire terps? I'm sitting next to a fucking window fan, and there was people fucking having a bonfire in my area. I'm fucking stupid and stoned. I was like smelling my tray. I'm like, damn, why does this smell like bonfire? And then I lean over to the fucking window.
Yeah. So it smells outside my house right now too. I was like, I think
Here's
that's
your
know,
sign.
you know what that is, Jack? That's just your high, and that's really cool that they, you know, kind of
Oh, it's like, I
brought
swear this
itself.
didn't smell like a bonfire the other day. Like, it smelled way different. And then, oh, yeah, it makes sense. It's fucking blowing in my window. So that'll change the aroma
The
situation.
ambiance.
That's
Because I wasn't
strange.
tasting it, but I could smell it. I was like, what's going on?
For some reason, I want to hang out by a campfire.
I just feel like I want to be by a campfire.
Oh shit.
That's
awesome.
most definitely.
The sign of the weed is good, I guess.
Definitely. I'd say definitely, Jack.
So, Captain, out of curiosity, what is it that defines the Thai lineages as being like so desirable? Or did he? Oh, he might have walked away. I just was curious about that because it sounds like they're fucking long flowering, they're real super stretchy. I mean, there's a lot of things that sound like a pain in the ass about the thing, and I'm just wondering, like, there's got to be something that's really
2 parts, Smiley. Rose tinted glasses. I think a lot of people look back at the ties. It was some of the best shit in the time. They did some interesting things with the curing, and like he'll probably tell you when he gets back, a lot of Lao weed was very well grown and imported as Thai or Thai stick. And I should probably go on the fucking Instagram and pull it up, but somebody recently, one of the like landrace collective type people, they were just showing how they'll cure within like parchment paper. They dry the weed for 5 to 7 days, and then they roll it kind of like a Malawi cob style, and then they let it in dark. Some people will even vacuum seal it after they roll it in the parchment paper to get all the oxygen out, and in an anaerobic environment, basically cure it. When they opened it up, it looked like a fucking Thai stick, and it was sticky as shit on the inside. I'm gonna turn my camera off, and I'll go through my saved stories so that I can tell you guys who it actually is, so you can go find the proper shit. But very interesting stuff. And they said that it makes the effect more potent. The last thing I'll say is they said it makes the effect a lot more potent than if they dried it or cured it the other ways, in their opinion. So something to think about.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Well, I know the weed that I smoked back when in '78, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was some of the strongest weed I'd ever smoked until I came across the train wreck when it first came out. But that stuff there, man, it was absolutely, it passed me out. I mean, I smoked it. I was standing at the bus stop waiting for the bus to open up so I could put my luggage in and get into the Greyhound and head up to Portland. And next thing you know, I woke up and people are picking me up off my luggage.
Johnny.
I'm like, what the heck happened? Yeah.
I just want to thank you for making me feel somewhat young again. Fuck it. Hearing you talk about smoking in 78, man, I'm like 78. Holy shit. I had an argument with a guy younger than me today about like what we considered like an old Corvette. I seen it was like a late 90s, 95, maybe a 2000 vet. And I'm like, that's not an old vet. When I think of an old vet, I think of like, a 68 or 70.
Yeah.
Yeah. For him to call that like an old vet, I'm like, that's not.
Dude, that's like a C5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice car. That's an expensive car. It's beautiful. They're beautiful cars.
So hearing you later today talk about smoking in 78 makes me feel a little bit young.
Eagle, I dropped the link. I dropped the link to that. It's Landrace Mafia, and they wrote hashtag Southeast Asian Cure. And it's a very interesting post. I don't know if you'll be able to share it or not on the screen or whatever, but
be able to.
It is the closest thing I've seen to tie stick in modern times without having to do any funny hokey pokey business. And I wish our buddy, I can't remember his name, our buddy who taught us kombucha would come back and talk a little bit more about his experience.
Genetic Memory Farms there.
Yeah,
he's
DMF.
an awesome dude.
Yeah.
Did he name change?
I believe he did.
Okay. That might have been why I haven't seen
for the third time that we can know of anyway, because remember it used to be Peter Griffin to us.
Yes, spelled really like crazy, where it had like the different letters and stuff, right? So it's hard to tag him.
Yeah, you didn't see it until you saw it, and then you're like, "Oh shit, it says Peter Griffin."
Okay, so here's the bud, right? We're just seeing the bud right now, but they're gonna wrap it up, and then you'll see them open it up after it's been wrapped. And this is like weeks have gone by, or there's like time that has happened through this process, but you'll see them unrolling. It's not like they just did this in 30 seconds. But now he's about to start peeling it. He or she, I don't know who this is. They are about to start peeling it open. And it looks kind of like what I've heard described as Thai stick. And this person, I believe, is in these producing countries, Landrace Mafia. So it's just interesting. It's a different technique. Obviously, none of us are doing this with our buds. So it's just cool to see, I guess.
Do they dry it before they do that then?
5 to 7 day dry first,
Okay.
after harvest. And then they wrap it up.
Always dicks. Or mushrooms. That's right. They're spitting mushrooms. I forget. Yes.
But yeah, thank you for showing that, Eagle, because I just I feel like that's a piece of interesting cannabis history that I don't want to be like lost on the people. And I know that Captain 420 is over there. I'm curious if you'll see people doing stuff like that, or if they're going to try and adopt the modern curing techniques, like you're saying, just drying it in their like living quarters where they've got air conditioning, and they can be taught to hang dry it and slow cure it to try and preserve some of the delicious flavors that like you said. It's crazy when some people grow this stuff for years and years and years, and then you can almost teach them like, man, you've been growing some fire. If you would have just dried and cured it in a different way, you could bring out all these different flavors and aromas. That last step of the process, I think that's something that we've done in modern society as a homegrown culture a good job of, is pushing on people, hey, the harvest is not the end of the fucking work. It's in some cases the beginning of the work. You're not just done because you chop the plant down. You got to take care of it now. You got to dry it and cure it properly. And that usually involves climate controlling and then closely monitoring and fucking whatever you want to do. I end up in glass jars, but however you get there and whatever works for you. But I'm Stony Baloney. I'm gonna finish up this bowl. It's been great chilling with y'all. I'm gonna go kick it in the chat and hang with the good people over there. But Eagle, Mink, Smiley, Green Fingers, Captain 420, and Johnny Can't See. Great seeing you as
Jack,
always.
Before you head out, Jack, I'll tell you kind of how I do my curing process out here in the desert. It might be helpful for CannaMinx too to listen a little bit. But when I do mine, I do it on my Urge Now dryer. And then after I get done with the herb snout dryer with the 4-day dry, depending on, you know, how moist it is and everything, then, you know, it's, I will throw it into a jar and put it into a drawer that's not going to be temper controlled. And I'll put it in there for a week. And I won't burp it. And then I take it out of there and I burp it once, and then I stick it in my crisper jar or crisper drawer inside my refrigerator for another week. And that's where I leave it for the next week. And then I crack it one more time afterwards, after that week is done. And after I get done doing that, it's kind of like a 2-week cure. And it always turns out really, really, really decent that way.
Your shit's killer, Johnny. I also use herbs now, and fucking after that, put it into a curador, which is kind of like a fridge. And a few weeks in,
yeah,
it's perfect almost every time, as long as you don't over dry it in the herbs now. That's the one factor. And I think you almost haven't you wrapped it up in like a damp like a cloth, or do you do other things?
Well, no, when I'm drying it in the herbs now dryer, to add water, I put a shot glass of water in it. And then sometimes I'll even sacrifice a whole tray and put a wet towel or a wet washcloth on the bottom rack. And then I'll put another wet rag on the top of it, over the top. And then that gives me extra moisture. But with the monsoon right now, this shouldn't be an issue. So I didn't even put any rags in. Yeah, I didn't even put any rags in it this time, just to try it, to see how it dries out. So
yeah, it'll be totally different because your other end of the spectrum, you have like 5% RH, which is crazy. Like being in the desert, it's pretty much nothing. But when you get monsoons, it's much, much, much different for you. So have a great one, everybody. I'm gonna go hang in the chat. Peace and love. I love you all. Later.
Peace, Jack. Have a great day, brother.
Too.
So CannaMinx, how do you dry?
In the herbs now.
All right.
Yeah, I just use that after I heard about it when I first met Eagle. So I was like, oh, wait a second. I don't have to. Oh, fuck that, man. I was like, let me get that shit. So I was like, because I'm stressing the fuck out over everything. So when it came to drying, I was like, fuck, that's a whole nother thing I'm supposed to learn. I was like, the plant's already chopped down now, dude. And so I didn't have like another room the first time. So then I had to use a tent, and then I had one of those nets that hang down. I don't know if I dried it right. I still smoked the shit, so I didn't give a fuck. I got like crackhead growing tendencies. Like I'm literally growing so I can just smoke like, so I don't really be like, I'm not too technical with it. So I threw my shit in the dryer. When y'all talk about curing, whatever's not being smoked is what's curing. So it's like, oh, if you're not in the plate papers right now, I guess you're curing. But I'll throw a couple like humidity packs and shit in my thing, and then I burp it every once in a while, and I'll move it around to make sure it don't get mold and shit on it. Like, and that's pretty much all I do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the dryer, that's like, that was a savior for me when I found out about that. Yeah, I ain't looked at nothing else about drying. I ain't looked at not one fucking YouTube video about that shit since the dryer. I'm like, I don't need to know what y'all doing in y'all shit with hangers and clothespins. Handle your business. I'm gonna put my shit in this fucking dehydrator looking motherfucker, and I'm gonna just do that. So I just do it like it's easier for me on that. So
it works.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most important things is you spend 2 months growing this plant out from seed, and you can ruin it within 4 to 5 days.
Yep.
In that drying and curing process. So being able to take that worry out for a lot of people, including myself, and I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm always worried about that end dry, that end cure. Is it going to come out right, or did I fuck it up?
Very true. When I first started, go ahead, Eagle.
Thank you, John. I'm very proud of you. I was gonna let you go, by the way. I just wanted to say one fucking real quick. Damn you, Smiley. If I put the Count Crippy in the Nas on the scale of justice, the fucking Count Crippy's like heavy. You know what I mean? It did not. The Nas was no match for the Count Crippy. Count Crippy is winning. I got a half of one sitting there, and I don't even want to really touch it because it might just be the end. I might be napping by the end of this.
Well, the countdown has a lot of that, dude. That's what Jessica's always talking about with the countdown, is that's bedtime weed and shit. Like, because that's where I've had several people say that actually, that were like, countdown's the right name for that, dude. Shit, man, you smoke that and it's a fucking countdown.
It's a countdown.
Yeah.
It's like that old song, it's the final countdown.
Yeah.
All right. What were you saying, Johnny, before I interrupted you?
It really wasn't that important, Drew. I was just bloviating, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about before when I first started. I didn't understand it, just like CannaMinx said. I cut it down, and now what? I got to dry it, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So I was smoking, you know, horse feed for a little bit. Tasted like hay, but it still got me high, you know. But so when Eagle, when you had Scott on and everything, man, that was game change for Johnny, because I had no idea what I was doing when it came to drying. Drying isn't absolutely a skill. If you can do it in without a machine, you know, man, that's a skill. Yeah.
I agree. Because I can't even get my temperatures and humidity. That shit be all over the place. So I'll already be scared with it growing. So when I started reading about that for drying, I was like, man, I'm fucked, dude. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I was like, this is some old negative bullshit. So with that machine, I'm telling you, man, when Eagle started telling me about that, he's like, nah, man, just use the machine. I was like, what? And I started looking. I don't remember if you or Jack sent me the link on IG. One of you guys sent me the link on IG right after I came on with Eagle for the first time, and I started looking for it, and it was sold out. So then I followed Scott, and just that dude's personality, it just made me want to, first of all, just support him. He's a perfect QVC for a fucking dryer. Like, he knows how to sell his product, and he made me believe his shit. And so when the shit came in stock, I ordered that motherfucker, and it took me like 6 months to use it because all of my crops kept dying and shit. So I didn't have nothing to put in it. So when I had some shit finally make it, it was all fucked up looking branch, but I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm about to dry the shit out this motherfucker. And I put it in the dryer. And as far as I was concerned, I felt like the dryer saved some shitty weed. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I felt like it made it good, or so I don't know, it was potent. But then once my other crops actually came out and I stuffed that motherfucker in that dryer, I was like, damn, this shit is dope. It just, like you said,
it really works.
Yeah, it took that scare away. And as he was saying, as Cap was saying, like, yo, if you spend 10 weeks on something or whatever amount of time and you fuck it up in a few days, that's like devastating. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't happened to me, but I know how I'd be disappointed when all my crops don't make it, when I be sitting outside with a funeral for all of my plants and shit. And I'm like, fuck. But it's way better with the dryer. That was like the best thing. I even brought Scott on my channel because I was like, this motherfucker, this is some shit right here. So he he came through for the person like me that's like, man.
Me too, man. That was like, it was a game changer for me because out in the desert, it's hard to dry because it dries quick.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's hard to dry out in the desert because when you're sitting at like 10 to 16% humidity on average, I mean, that's pretty damn dry.
Right.
I mean, people are looking for their weed to be that dry, and 13%, and it's like, and you're starting out at that. So that's why I was coming out with hey, and it was like, hey man, I don't like this shit. So that was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
It took that stress, that one part, that stressful part, it kind of took it out of the program. Get out of the game.
Right. Yeah, I liked it. And then Eagle was like, oh, he's like, you could smoke it right out the dryer. He was like, you don't really have to do the curing. That was just music to my ears. He would say everything I wanted to hear. Like everything I wanted to hear. He could have said, oh, it gives you a hand job. Oh, great. It was like every fucking thing I wanted to hear was coming out of Eagle's mouth about this goddamn dryer. And I was like, fuck yeah, man. So it was like, because like I said, my main dispensaries, man, these assholes. And it was because I worked for a dispensary. So I just had like an extra fuck y'all attitude of seeing how just this particular family was.
Did he freeze up or is it just me? The funniest thing I think he
Yeah,
said
he froze
tonight
up.
was the fucking what's cure is what I ain't smoking this left in the jar. That's my fucking my mentality on cure right there, 100%.
Yeah, I don't get the dry and the cure thing. I'm like, what? I'm smoking. I'm pulling out seeds the whole time. I'm not trying to dry and cure nothing. Just smoking and saving seeds. I don't.
Well, this is going to be my first run that I literally, to dry out my plants, have to put them in a room with an air conditioner. So that's going to be different.
I think the cure is important.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think you can tell too. Like you can tell the difference.
That Death Star jar that I had at the Regen conference, that jar was opened up twice in 6 weeks. That had a 6-week cure on it when I brought it to the Regen conference.
There you go. About perfect, I think.
Yeah, that weed was 2 months old when I brought it, because it takes about 12 to 14 days on the dry and then slow in the jar.
So what's your process on drying? If you're doing it old school, right?
Now I'm doing it in ACs, or I have to get the herbs dryer now, something like that, to dry it in a box. Because even if I leave ground up weed that is 8 months old out on the tray, it's hard to smoke because of all the moisture in the air.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fine for me because, like I was telling Jack, I don't have, and you guys know, I don't have a lot of my taste buds. So, when people say, oh, the weed tastes like an earth tone, I'm like, yeah, I'm lucky to get something like that. Most of the time it's that floral taste.
Oh, I still think earthy tastes like old brown weed. Basically kind of sticky, you know what I mean? Kind of fucking almost stems with a little bit of fucking, I don't know, almost just dirt, the smell of dirt on the back end. Be honest, is what I think of when I think of earthy.
Exactly. The Afghani mango is exactly like that, like brown dirt.
What? Really?
For me, it is. I don't have such a palate like you guys do, and mine's very limited. It gets thrown into broad spectrums. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Oh, that's okay. Some of the Colombian, not the Mexican weed that we used to get, that I don't know, they called it dirt weed, because it literally tasted like dirt when you were smoking it. It had that kind of, like you were smoking some, quality clay.
Like a clay loam kind of dirt, or like a sandy loam
Right.
kind of dirt?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell, had a lot of different traveling compartments that it went through. So it's really hard, it had all kind of different kind of smells and flavors coming out of some of that shit. It was just like, oh, yeah.
You're
Why
good.
did they do that during that period? I mean,
I don't think the dirt terps are desirable, but
not really. No, I do like some of the like the sandalwood, the earthy kind of, or not. I call that kind of earthy, but it's not. It's kind of a woody flavor when you get the different types of the wood flavors.
For me, that just doesn't even sound good. It smells like kind of almost Jack's description of like, the campfire, but in my mind, like getting a good like nostril full of campfire when it like the wind kind of just whirls it your way and you get that, oh, you know what I mean? I think, man, I wouldn't, I don't know. That doesn't burnt wood or wood, just I don't know, it doesn't. Sandalwood, oak, none of it burns.
No, it's just the smell.
Feeling.
yeah, the smell of it.
It doesn't even taste like that when you're burning.
Like cedar wood. Cedar wood has
Yeah.
that kind of smell.
It has a certain type of a wood spice, to it.
Yeah, like for me, the category earth herbs would be like all the like sages and the herbs, and those kind of categories too. And it would be like the old, like you were talking, like some of the woods, sandalwood and stuff like that.
Well, we're talking like terps, though. I mean, it smells. At some point, you've got to put a flame to it, and it's got to taste. You know what I mean? So what's sandalwood translate into actual hitting your fucking tongue? You
Like
know what I mean?
Like a cowboy cologne. That's what I would describe it as.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to help. We don't have smell-o-vision. I'm trying to help.
Well, cowboy clone doesn't like help me. Like I'm
The
like
Stetson, the old Stetson or whatever.
Stetson. Now that okay, I can maybe put a fucking memory to that, but cowboy clone. I mean, I'm thinking like a sweat leather. I don't
Kind
know.
of is in that leather cat. Yeah, it's kind of in
Yeah, leather's in there.
Tobacco's got to be in there somewhere. I would think. I don't know.
Coffee.
Cow
Coffee's
ass.
in there.
Yeah.
Who's gonna put a defining note on this? Somebody's got to clarify this shit. So us
Kevin
stoners.
Johnson already did. That's where we get it's fuels, floral, fruits, and earths. Those are the 4 categories. That's what I'm saying.
So it's more of herbal flavors then.
Earth is a category. It's not dirt flavored. That's what I was trying to make the distinction. Because when people say earthy, I think it's in that kind of a category where other people picture, a sandy loam dirt in your mouth or whatever. I don't know.
Well, when I'm thinking earthy, I'm thinking like the smells you would get like in a forest or, shit like that. There's all kinds of different smells that you come across when you're walking through a forest or any kind of a, kind of like a microclimate kind of.
Any kind of earthy smells.
Right. Yeah. That's where I would think you would get some of your pine from, right?
No, it's hard to describe, man. Like, I don't know. And besides the fact that everybody smells something different too. Like, we can smell the same weed and taste the same weed and have totally different descriptions from it too.
Dragon fruit and shit.
Brian Kowalski says your cowboy clone could be Brokeback Terps.
That's a little different.
Too funny.
You have to have tried these flavors to know them too. You have to have gone outside your comfort zone and eaten things that you're not used to. Just have traveled a little bit, gone
We're
through
not
stuff.
talking about Brokeback Terps, green fingers. That's not the topic train we're going down there.
Any terps though, like even if I've never had a blueberry, I wouldn't know what a blueberry tasted like.
So does it work the other way?
What are we doing?
No, seriously, have you ever ate something and went, man, that tastes like OG Kush?
Oh, yeah.
When you open a Heineken, and you're like, where's the fucking Kush at? Where is the Kush? And then you look around, you smell it, and you're like, that's the fucking smell. Never mind. So yeah, you can eat a Heineken.
Damn, that tastes like cookies.
I've smelled. Yeah, I've smelled. Only Heineken smells like fucking cannabis when you open it, like a Kush, like fucking
It does.
unmistakably cushy, just green Kush, just
How would you describe Kush?
like a dog when you smush it and it's cushy. Pillow.
Like earthy?
It's a feeling, not a fucking smell. You can't smell it. You can only feel it. The state of mind, bro.
Oh, Kush is a state of mind. All right.
California, state of mind.
I like that. I got a Kush state of mind. I think I'll smoke on it.
That's just a good way to sound like I'm cool and spiritual and shit, but I don't give a fuck about that. I don't like any flavor of cannabis but leathery and earthy and tobacco-y. Like,
That's your jam, huh?
my shit. It's literally the shit. Like if it smells like shit, I'm like, what the fuck? I like it. It smells like roses, not so much. But then I think roses smell like shit, so I kind of like it. I'm like, so it smells kind of good.
Yeah. I think a lot of the old school smokers kind of like that shit. Like it reminds
I'm
you.
not older. What the hell? I am younger. Stop.
Yeah, but you got that Kush mentality.
But even, well, I'm just saying, like, you're more experienced smoker. You know what I mean? Like you've been smoking for a while, not like you're old. You know what I'm saying? You've been smoking since you were like 2 or something, right?
Damn, that hurt. Yeah, I guess if we've smoked brickweed before older, so.
Not to mention, we've seen you smoke about 300 different samples of fucking dispo weed in the last year or so.
More than that.
It widens the palate a little bit, I would think.
Not to mention you got weed sent. Well, there was a bird that dropped weed by too.
Yeah.
And dabs, rosin cartridges, everything. Fuck. Got hooked up. Got a bunch of seeds too.
Yeah. It's like Smiley just got done hooking me up with his gear too, man. That's badass. I appreciate that, bro.
Sleep on that.
Badass. I got this cool fucking tray now that says Weed Nerd World on it. So cool.
Nice.
Tell your daughter that's badass. That's cool. She makes them, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She makes me buy them though. So.
Tell her I love her even more.
Appreciate
She's an
that.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
even more
Resell them
because of
with a
that.
higher price. You're like, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a higher price and sell them myself again. Buy them
Very
and
cool.
sell them. It's great idea though.
Well, she was doing like some of them are different because she was kind of fucking around and like figuring shit out with some of how to paint them and get them to not scratch or whatever, and like get them right in her, in her head, get it right and do different patterns. So some of them like are different patterns too. Because I was like, well, just fuck around and I'll buy them from you and put a WeedNerdworld on them or something. Because I want to see her make them. You know what I'm saying? And like.
Yeah.
So and it takes that to figure it out, So.
Yeah, you have to supply you get, so yeah, it's perfect for her to start out creating.
Yeah.
I just love the fact she's got enough business sense to go, these costs and I got time, man.
No doubt. No, she does spend quite a bit of time on them. She's got her little process for it. because it's got to happen in stages. You know what I mean? Like you got to put a certain layer on and let it dry, and apply this other thing and let it dry. So it's kind of.
Glaze ain't easy to work with. I don't know if that's what she uses, but glaze is easy to work with.
I think it's something like that. Because she kind of had to figure out how to cure it right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a tricky process. In my process, man, I didn't learn. And I fucking first few times I used the glaze, I shot it just like fucking lacquer or anything else. And that shit never fucking cured. It was soft, man. You could fucking anything you did on it, you could fucking see. You know what I mean? So it took me a few runs about to learn about the glaze, working with the glaze. It's not a wham bam process for sure.
Right. Yeah, she's been doing all kinds of shit though, man. She started making like t-shirts too. And, like, she got one of them press things or whatever, and
Nice.
made some cool handbags and like little purses, like the little makeup purses or something. One says it could be paraphernalia, or it could be makeup.
Right.
Right.
Like a handbag or clutch?
It's like it's like a handbag. It's probably, I don't know. It's nothing real big.
Like makeup bags are like pretty specific. Yeah, handbag, a little more.
Yeah.
The mini
Well,
bags
the
are
makeup.
really small, like that big. Got a whole handle. Seen them on TikTok or YouTube. The TikTok on YouTube.
Well, a lot of the makeup bags actually have like a plastic liner in them. So you throw your weed in your bowl and that and zip it up and you didn't have a smell.
Yeah, they got the smell-proof ones. Those are nice.
Yeah, we got a water lining or rubber lining for the. Some of them are waterproof as fuck.
I got a backpack that's that Skunk Tech. I think it's a brand name, Skunk Tech. But it's all like lined with like carbon, like the same shit that's in your filter, or like activated carbon or whatever. It's all lined, the interior's lined with that, and it's got like a double zipper and shit. It's pretty kick-ass. And it's got a lock. It's got like a 4-digit combination lock on the. So you can like. I don't know. I mean, somebody could probably get into it pretty easy. It's a 4-digit or whatever, but I would imagine it would make for possibly law enforcement to have a warrant to get after it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's fucking locked. You know what I mean? They gotta have a warrant all of a sudden to get that. Because if it didn't have a lock, they could just open it and say "fuck you."
If
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if somebody's recording you, if there's no cameras, then they can do whatever the fuck they want. You know, it's like important to have a camera at all times.
I'm pretty sure it's different. It counts as a locked box. So like in
Yeah,
Michigan, you're supposed to have it.
It
in a
does.
locked box carrying it around. So as long
It's
as
not
I'm
real
like
fabric, but
in
it's not. It's not all fabric, right? So it's got like some hard walls.
And it makes it not accessible to the driver. So if you're driving with it, then it's like locked and not accessible. So.
That's cool.
You know what I find works well is a cash box that you get from Walmart. Your local Walmart. It leaves you enough room for like a good zip, easy underneath the cash tray. And your papers, your roller, whatever you need. And then you can actually use that top tray for, actual tray, and then little compartments if you want to put fucking your hashes in there or whatever. But then you have the combination lock, you know what I mean? It actually locks. So it makes a good transfer case for your everyday smokables.
Yeah, you want something that they're not gonna like look at and be like, "Oh, that's a stash box" or something too.
Why not?
work. So
You're like,
shit,
Okay.
mine's got weed stickers all over it.
out there.
3 of us from Michigan here. Let me ask this question. Am I the only one that had to cut the lock off their box because you lost your key or broke the key inside the lock?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm the only one.
No, I've had to.
Angle grinders
bust a
are
lot.
great.
What's the last?
That in a toolbox.
That's funny.
So, as far as like, I honestly think that as far as busting locks goes, made me think of I was at my storage unit yesterday, and a couple doors down were some people down there, and they were the other ones that happened to be broken into. And me and Johnny talked about this at one point too. Well, first of all, I asked several questions like, hey, have you heard from the police? Because I haven't. Fucking the storage unit place that promised work to be done on the gates with fucking them being keypad entry hadn't been done either. Third Quince, fellow grower. Guess what was stole out of their unit? More grow lights. Stuff like that was stolen out of their unit. Main thing targeted, well, some big things were taken, generators and stuff like that, but definitely grow equipment. So I can't help but wonder the fucking strange coincidence, you know what I mean? That 2 growers, they even said they opened another fucking unit that had 2 brand new side by sides in it, and they weren't touched. But anyways, made me think of the cutting of the locks there.
Oh, what are you getting at with the grow equipment though? Like that surprised me that's I guess that's a fast moving item probably, right?
I don't know. I just think it's very coincidental that, 2 of the units hit were grow equipment. I moved in the same day, you know what I mean? All right, let's put it in this aspect. Okay, let's put it in this aspect. When I fucking was moving shit into the units, I had 2 units. I completely filled one in the building across the street, or the cross from the other unit. And accidentally, one of the daughters didn't lock it correctly. So you could have walked right up and fucking clink, clink. So if they seen me or whatever, scoped that day, you know what I mean, watched or whatever, why again did they choose just the other unit that had all the grow equipment in it? And why not hit the other unit that was full to the brim? You know what I mean? Why not? Just I don't know. For some reason, something tells me that all these units were grow equipment or targeted bullshit. So I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm muted. They have video surveillance, right, Eagle?
That's the other thing about it is they say they have video surveillance of movement, so they can see them so far, and it only plays for like a minute. So they can see the vehicle, they can't necessarily get a plate. They can see them walking down the building, but not necessarily down to my unit. As far
Well, that's what I'm saying. They probably saw what you were putting in there on surveillance.
Well, I can tell you, the vehicle they described to me, I seen something very similar earlier in the day, kind of at the other end, moving shit. So I don't know.
I just want to say Epstein didn't kill himself either.
Thank you, Smiley.
But when you got these LED lights and they're $1,000 a piece, you know, hey, off them at $100, $150, and they fly.
True.
Oh wait, Johnny, you're saying that the people that were watching the surveillance could see
Yeah.
him
Yes, sir. That's
putting
what I'm
stuff
saying. I'm
inside
saying that the
unit.
people
Yeah.
that run the
What he's
show
saying.
That's
are the
what
ones
I
that got the
said.
guy that was sitting out there and said, "Yeah, that's the one I want you to hit right there."
Same. That's the same thing I said to the other people.
Yeah. So it's right out of
Yeah.
view. You know where to go. They
It's
send
just
the
too
individuals.
convenient.
An
But they didn't
uncle
have
or
footage.
yeah, they know somebody. I totally agree with you, Johnny. I'm thinking
that
the
makes
same thing.
Too
Okay.
convenient that they didn't have footage. I mean,
Yeah.
when people are, you got to think about why do people put stuff in storage? They're in a situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most
They're
cases
storing
are.
valuable
They're
stuff,
going
you
through
know.
some kind of a problem. They're not
Mhm.
really going to have the time or the effort to deal with a lot of the shit. And then when it happens, it's just like another fucking kick the motherfucker when he's down kind of thing. And there's some people that are out there looking for that kind of a person, you know, and
Mm.
running a storage unit is a perfect fucking front. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Um,
I've seen that a lot. A lot of
Same
crooked.
aspect, man. I can tell you what. I was looking through there and I was very thankful. You know what I mean? I was counting my blessings. Shit was gone, but I was still counting my blessings on the shit that was there. And you know what I mean? This right here, this was a blessing.
The computer and everything, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big time. That was a
anyways,
blessing that it didn't get fucked up when they were throwing it around, and the
fuck
fact
the
that they didn't
negative
take
shit.
it. Yeah. You know,
Anyways, move on. Let's move on. Let's move
Yep.
on.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
I'm
I've
excited
actually,
about go ahead, Captain. Throw it out.
okay, Johnny, thank you. So Friday, I'm actually going to be placing my first pack of seeds of Boneyard Genetics in a shop here in Thailand
Right
to
on.
sell.
Sweet.
I picked out the one hitter quitter that's going to be in Skunk Magazine because they can go to Skunk Magazine and look it up. And hey, here's a strain from America that's in Skunk Magazine and you can get here in Thailand. No shipping. Maybe this would be the start of a seed company here in Thailand.
Man, that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. That's
Well,
kind of your plan, isn't it, Captain? Like you were going to start breeding over there, right?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, there's all the different districts that here in Thailand that, you know, could have the possibility of having something hidden in it. And we just really need to go through it, but go through it, you know, with a little bit more care put towards the plants than what's given here to get the full range and aspect of what is here. Because until we grow it indoors, or you can control, you know, with shade cloth and then the drying process and the curing process, until we can get a little bit better handle on that here, we don't have we have a little idea. We can tell you the structure, the high, and a little bit of a taste. But until we grow them indoors, we really don't know yet. So I'm gonna hit everything with an 88 hash plant and send it back to the States with a little bit shorter flowering time and let you guys do all the work.
What? Why would you run indoors out there? That's what I'm confused about.
Well, first of all, I think my indicas will be better for me indoors. And, like I was kind of saying, the shade cloth plays a big role over here. Because without it, it just burns all the terps off of it and all the trichlomes. All the outdoor weed that doesn't have shade cloth over here, it doesn't have any trichlomes to it at all, no stickiness. And again, it goes back to the drying and curing process here. It's all a learning process for these people. It's all brand new.
I was just thinking though, like you're that close to the equator, like that's like a desirable range for cut flowers and certain things, because then all you got to do is control the light at a little bit at night, and it's automatically gonna, you know what I mean? Like you stop the 1 hour at night or whatever, and it's fucking gonna flip for you. So like your veg and all that's just easier. I would think it'd be cheaper out to use the sun, you know what I mean? If you can.
Well, it is cheaper, but it's the control thing. You have more control over your inner atmosphere than you do the outside, especially here with all the moisture in the air.
I would think another avenue for a business line to go down to would be setting up drying stations for these people to actually bring their weed to and have a locked up area where it's dried up properly in the right atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
I thought about that, but that's a lot of outlay of money. And yeah. I've seen how this business went in the United States, and I see Thailand getting cannabis, and I see it kind of being like a flash in the pan. Something that within 3 to 5 years, you're going to want to be in and out of. And my whole aspect
from any legal state. Isn't that true about any legal state right now? Fucking, you want to be there within the first 1 to 3 years and practically fucking hang it up because heavy legislation and fucking whatnot comes right in right after that.
And I am saying that because the Thai license that you get is good for 3 years. So I could see them giving that to you in the beginning and then 3 years down the line, really dropping a hammer.
Look how quick Oklahoma changed.
Yeah, metrics.
I could see
everything has to be pre-packaged.
So do you think they're further ahead on the scale because they've already pretty much, given out with the million plant genetics? You know what I mean?
They're on the way for CBDs. That's for sure. Although that 1 million plant were all CBD plants.
Mm.
And I think that was kind of, I think that was done by the Europeans, actually. I think they had a lot behind that. And I think they had a lot in changing the outlook and the way that Thailand went. I think they got to Thailand and explained to them, you'd rather be first than second or third. And you've already got the name of Thai weed, Thai stick. So you already have a draw. And I think there was just that 1 million plants in a big envelope, and that's how it was done. And instead of going just medical like they had, they just went and removed it completely, which was a great thing because, like I say, I see happy people because they have a new freedom to enjoy.
So as an odd twist tonight, I'm gonna cut you guys off at 4. And I'm gonna walk through the 420 mark with the shout outs. Because it's been that long. And I happen to know it takes 20 fucking minutes to do the shout outs. And rather add that on to whatever the end may be, I have to, be considerate of sleep and tomorrow's early comings. So at 4, we're gonna call it good, and I'm gonna do the shout outs. One cool thing about all that, and I guess this is a tribute to what's been important to me. You know what I mean? I know I can see in chat, and I'm not gonna talk about everything, but whatever. Some of you guys know what's up, what's happened, but in the midst of it all, what I've considered important, you know what I mean? These things must stay safe. You know what I mean? Of course, the 3 cases, 2 of which were seeds, and 1 of which were other. And this here box, which has been in my toolbox for the last 3 weeks or months. And what's in this box is my show shit. Of course, there's been a couple pictures of my beautiful daughters that sit on the desk. And of course, my scheduling books from all these years of scheduling the show. And show history. And of course, the shout outs are in this box that I didn't want to lose. You know what I mean?
Can't believe they didn't take that box.
No, this has been with me.
Oh,
this
right.
box has been with me the whole time.
Somebody would looked at that box and been like, "Yep, nope."
No, this box has been with me. That's what I'm saying. Of important things, of what I consider, things I treasure. All right, things very near and dear to me. This box, show history, this list of shout outs
that has all the valuable stuff in it.
Yeah. You know how, seriously though, do you honestly know how crushed I would be if this handful of papers were just to disappear?
That's why you got to back it up on your computer.
I'd have to sit down. I don't know, maybe do a closed caption episode and write them down real quick and try to cipher what.
You clean up all the doubles that are in there and shit.
You scan it real close, a real close scan with your phone. Fucking record it forever.
Now we're past 4, so we gotta jump out. Good hanging with everybody, man. Peace out.
Cheers,
Be Smiley.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks again, Eagle, Johnny, Green Fingers, everybody out in chat. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon. Peace.
Cheers, Captain. That's love.
Okay, Captain. Yep. And I'll hop out next. I'll give Green Fingers the last one there. Green Fingers. Smiley, Captain 420. CannaMinx, sorry you faded away. We lost you. Dang it. Anyways. So just want to say thanks, Eagle. Appreciate you. Love you. I'm glad you saved all that fucking shit. It was the best move you did when you put that back into your truck.
Right. I know what's important.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So blessings to everybody out in the chat. I'll see you out there in just a minute. I want to hang out for the shout out stuff. Peace and love, man.
Peace, brother. Love you.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody, go plant some seeds. Fucking something about the moon's happening. Full moon sometime soon. I don't even know. All right, here you go. Doing shout outs tonight. Do
Look
like
how
45
tattered.
minutes?
Look at these tattered piece of papers.
35 minutes? Fuck.
I do need to back these things up, though. He's probably right. Look at him.
That's
Look
a
at
lot of
him.
fucking-
There's actually spaces. Look at this one. Green fingers. This one right here. There's like pieces of these, like, see the bottom of that? I just know who's there. You know what I mean? I just
hilarious.
know who's there. At least, hopefully, shit. It's been a couple of weeks. Hopefully, I know it's still there. I know who's there. Okay.
That's awesome.
Anyways, you have a good day, brother.
Oh yeah,
I
I'll let you
always
get to it.
enjoy saying goodbye to you, man. If
Have a
that
good day.
sounds weird, but it's true.
Have a great night, bro.
Love you, man. I love all you guys too. Big shout out to Smiley, man. Treat me like almost like a brother through this crazy time. So much love, respect to you, Mr. Smiley. One hell of a dude in my book, man. I've always knew you were a good meeting. Much love. With that being said, let's find some music so I can roll through this list. I miss it. You know, say what you want, but I just miss it. I'm gonna start off with this Blackberry. Been in my head all day. I suggested it earlier. Love you guys, all you on this list, and then some, by the way. Sub Cool, D's House of Date, Mama Law 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum, Christine MG89, Unplugged 705, Medical, McCullough Cuddy, Rick T, the Rebel, the 9207, Fabian Salinas, Dave Side here, Tom Spook, Greg Walker, Meadow Dog, T Dog, Dung Beetle, Red Eye Jedi Grows, Mother Nature, Justin Conway, Duckweed, Run Boy 7426. Oh, the goosebumps are there. Hell yeah. Justin Gooder, Strong Stain Man, Okie Roar 75, Core Trevor, Michael Wallace, Mole Vision 420, Who's Your Cat Daddy, Taco Don Slug, Rick S. Influences 827, Jade Siemens, Kevin Hines, World's Last Hope, Patch Fan 420, Biomentor, Dirt Road Dude, Canasiva, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Dab Goblin, Dr. Love, Buzz Lightyear, Acetone, 710 Canuck, Canna Queen Genetics, Stabby Tanaze, Food Dirt Man Dan, Keith the Black Sales, Mr. Bosa, the Sim Premium Garden, Sarasa Bob, Rasa Dust, Soul Root, Small Tubes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, North Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, WG Grower, Big Jar Grows, JC Modern Genetics, SoCal Weed Nerd, John Last, PPG 15, Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Grower, T1 Production Tank Grower, DOA Grow Meds. Miss you too, brother. Miss Nudie Grows, I Gruesome, Johnny Candace, Nutrient Shootout, Snotty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, Indian Wine, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, High Spy, Aldridge 25, Miss Madam T, Stu Moo, Mower Grower, the Canna Crate, Loki Grows, Sus, This Guy, Burton 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws 31, Voodoo Authors, Fresh Owner, it's Cali Connection, Wolverine Grows, Big Jack Grows one more time because he's a cool motherfucker, dude. Jimmy One Life, Way Back Farm, D Block, MMP, Nations, Creations, Amerlana, Psychedelic Warlock, LD, Sir Sicky, Rob, Big Day 420, Brett Window, Big Ed 1969, 61, that is, Man Wiley, G3, The Green Click, J and K Triple G, Mr. Sprinkler, Brittany and Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, John BG Crazy for you, BG WG 420, Dr. Buzzwell, Thumb OG, Anthro, Sons of Mia, Anthro, Just Space 420, Beats Coast Scroll 420, Sir Hal, Trade Alone, Keep It Real, Haggerton 420, Zeb Zeppelin, Audit Everywhere, BTWD Grows, Bangus, Green Pound for Man, Alex Boy, Jeff Seth Life, School of Crop, Green, cause I love it, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie, Real 100, 212, Andy Man, Mandy Family Farms, Page Farms, Meow Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, Noob Sebot Wins, Kingdom Microponics, Indoor, Michigan Native, Mary Jane Medgards, Dreamer 77, Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mitch Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs, From 61966 Sports, Brandon Kruger Jones and the Grow, Pop G grows, Raz Amy Drove grows, Cash, the Grow from Your Heart podcast, Lily Luna, the Green Med Block, Jeremiah Miranda, Stony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Soil, Jason ISO, P Win, David Colby, Mason 66, Stu Scroggy, Miss Crockerton, The Fort, Scottis Grows, Kaylee Burrows, Chad Brad, Fanny Farms, Polly P, Kevin Jodry, Mike Honcho, Jay Huggins, UD Tree Hunter, Kush Cloud, Joshua Stevens, and Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Maine, Mystic, Show Love, Always, Kelly Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sarge S, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy. The Rippin' Fat Boy, this one's backward. Jack Greenstalk, 420, 420. Boone's Farm, Charlotte Farm, 420. Aldridge, 25. Mr. Smiley's Gardens, JD's Misty's Nugs, Smoking Grow Facer, Grokoski, Twisted Roots, Faded Farm, 420. Jeff Jarowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Evolve 420. Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Jen Snaps, DTE, Grows A, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372. Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper, 420. Cannon Trooper, Blind Cat, 420. Hope you well, brother. Lined up again, Tim, UKSIF, 420. Booty Boy, Devin Sherbrick, Medical, MJ, Bucksville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dink Man, 420. Dink Dan, Dane, Red Set Farms, Good Luck, Jody Bell, Chicha B, Most Hated Growers, Major General, 420. The American one, W Digger 714, Shrates, Kenny Olsen, Mountain Skies Ready, Hit the App, Chris Words, Ian Saber, Ivory, Sergeant Live. Have a fake cam, Figured Lakes, Finance, Ridge Patch, Dozer Moons, other BT Growers, Tunes Medical, Jared Bear, Plus One Mushroom, Secret City, Pioneers, My Little Tent, 2042, Spacewalker Christian, Tree Mump, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, East, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, what are we listening to? Bite where you smoke. One Horse Town, good too. T. Dwayne, East Coast Glil, Galactic Garden, John Smith, Elliptus, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest Seeds, Rascal, Paul, Lemon Hoko, Trench, Rita's Use of Life, excuse me, Mary Bond, Sammy Sizzle, 9-inch Colas, Chris Moon, DK Dredge, Fishing Creator, Guru, The Kind Brew, Cannon Nation, JJ Wire, 311 Mix Up, Kinder Grows, Evergreen, Hazel, Sheeper and Tree, MMJ, Matt S. Say Bad, Dragonfly B, Justice Meds, Travis Waltz, Lucky Mike, Seattle Chronic Seeds, King Chronic, Titan from Blessed Coast Seeds, Django Gaspel, Basketball Life, John Smith, Tommy Trigos, Boat King Raz, Pop Little, Soul Rolls, Spike Clouds, Oscar Green Jr. Red, Matt Silbert, Indo 11, Stephanie B, Shark Pulley 989, Bob Brown, Sovereign Garnet, Soldier Nation 420, Joe Y, Bugs 1313, Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Blue, J Myers, The Mids, Jet, Mr. Manny D, Bag C, Dr. DGC, Jeff, Shutter 911, Dutch Growth 420, Scallywag 420, Skill Bull 1, Medgrow 1, Empire Breeding Co. for Goalie, Lost Leaf, Liam Mass, Danny Danko, B Bear 7, Ollie Noble, CK, Tom Trinidad, Looney Jester, Smoking West, Small Town, Tim S, Mr. Lacey, Raptor Grows, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert Hazelton, Door, Michigan 4, Double Tap Farmers, Mr. Green Thumb, 420, 808, Rooting Prospects, Ken Bus Driver, Hayden Live, Kenny 710, Operation Grow, T Ben, TM 42696, Root Nut 619, Dr. Scrambles, BB, Murashi, HF, Double J, Bio Green Stuff, Grower 56, Hanky Sanky 420, KP, Ganja Nana, Your Mom, Georgia, Joe, Roy Rodriguez, Beat Growing, Nature's Best Nugs, Killer Bee Grows, Ganja Wizard, Husky Gardens, Nut Tree 420, Dr. So for Life, Bully for Life, the Jeff 420s. Yeah, I think there's a 69 on that. Beef 698, Dr. Franklin Booty. Goddamn, I'm Big Ted's test. They're all backward. Dan the Indoor Mire and Chromies, Homies, Hamilton, Grown, Clip Smoke, Keystone, Canaflag, PA, Big High, 710, Eugene, Greenleaf, Ace Drew, Hustle, Fred Darn Carlos, North Arizona, Beer Grow 420, Noah Sellout, Jesse White, Gosh Dang Yeti, Introvert, Genetics, Social J, Vixen, Robin, Mr. Killer 8, Mo, James Buttercream, C-Dub from NorCal, The Pharmacy, C-Bag, Deadhead, Smokey 616, Curtis Mahan, Matt Meyer, and Morte, Rick Amy, and Stephanie Dore, and Send the Seeds, Ben Carries, Kate, Mike, Rubel, Rolls the Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, slow to get up, Stu Moon, Popco 719, and Bakery Shake, baby. Old Smoke PWC Grow Buzz or Wash, Mr. Weed Bloods, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, Honcho Grow, Florida Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Pooch Sound Seeds, Glads Grow, Richard T, Crispy Wannabe, Mr. Soul Boom Spectrum, Colin God, Laurie Hanson, Real 2,000 Years of Tradition, Mr. D. Connolly, Pim J, McBody, Blake, Show Me So Squatch, Fuck Google and you, I'm going well, Canadian Restore, Porter Farm, Carl Wright, Zephyr, Humble Farms, Tannery Farms, Seldom Seen, Oak Park Gardens, Hell 9782, Skunk Packs, Martial Artist 2012. Cheers, brother. Michael Slave Hafner, Daniel McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Marvin, Mr. Green Fingers, motherfucking Thomas, Branch Coast Pudgy, Monkey Balls, Andrew Champion, Bobby Lynn Meads, Trench Digger, Mr. Mac, Tony Like Baloney, Bill S. Weed Peace, Tater Diddless, is Minty, Grit Country Roots, Here on Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Buzzing Hazard, Mr. Club 14, Peter B Man Farm 616, Snarl Up North, Max Scream and Ruby. Would shut the whole thing down. Timothy McTimmons, Neil Jessup Beans, Stochronic 88, Fat Value, Real, Jennifer Steele, Cannabis 03, Turf Farmer, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latinas, Gator Country. What can we find next? Gator Country, Gator, Mr. Speed, Wolfstein, Firesaw, Wally Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Ross Bob, White Feather Grows, Burner Shrooms, Tone Grows, K-Man Grows, BX Gunna 81, Smith, New Grows, Sean McCann, J Mug, Stink Agenda, Walla Walla, Canna Grow, Fall Dog, Huron Cannabis Council, List Parish Rock Fam, Justice Mick, 420 Ben, Fresh Grow, Thriving Herbs, High Boy, You Man Grows, We Be Growing, Australian Grows, Love for the Plant, Argo American, Smart Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Weiss, Highest, Surf Crab, Micro Goon, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius Grows, Dank Brownies, Dan D, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Sea, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, Authentic, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, Keith Bag, Drone Star, Shotgun Willie, Dank Yoda, Jay Simmons, Sherbrooke Rose, Clackamas, Scoop DJ Conley, Aaron the Grower, late 1978, Michigan Grow Buds, Your Boy Warboy, Delta 9, Jamie McDonald's, Clackamas 420, Stinky Colas, Dylan Cypher, PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sun Growth 707, J.A. Dro, J420, Cascadian Grows, Tito's McGee, Four Plants, hey, we words, that's what I meant to say, Captain Scrog, Skunky Bones, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee, Live Mass, Dempy, NEMD, Urge, Green Jr., Leon from All Purpose Russ, Green Goose, 11 Smiles, 11, Bindu 11, Micro, Ross, Plenty, Dan, the Indoor Man, Growing Homies, I already did that, yes. Wow, Wobby, Sean Bitts, Rescue Roadside, Rescue Ready Roadside LLC, Notorious Sons, Magma Seeds, Father and Son, Trimming, Up to Dake, Jose Ramirez, Dog with a Hut 420, Buck Chiba Man, the GR 420 Community Videos, Detroit River, Louis Garcia, Muggle P, AJ Everyday, Captain Bad Audit, Cheddar Bob 13, Maine 420 Med Grower, Cookie Scoop, Jake Hendricks, In for the Grill, Backwoods, All Good, Sally Mansell, Adam Stinkin, Chanel Simpson, One Smoke Away, Guys Roach, Aaron Kazoo, Aaron Burnenstrom, Smith Lincoln, Sinkin, Angel Studios, MT, the 420 Grow 10, Paul GL, John Fleming, Dinkovich, Fireball Flower, Paulie P, Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny Organic, Sunman, Chiba Sunny, Jeff Pollock, Ricardo Soda, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That Be, The Biscuit Grower, Jason Line, 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Greystone, Stoner Baker, MD, Stony Creek, Russ Sonic, Fringe Dweller, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man, Herman Hash, Freebird, Mold Glory, Matty Gar, Simple Man, Survivor One Time, Tim Blake, Golf Coach, Chronic, Stink Pack, Colette, Caballero, Polera, Harley Grower, Jen God, Jason Line 512, Steve Collins, Todd Kendricks, Property Maintenance, Sharpie, The Island Hayes, Scoop Steve Speaks, J.R. Randy Cave, Steve Collins, TCDR, Claire Killian, Wardrobe, Grammy, Randy Grande, Piff 1000, Ace Boom 3223, Wake Up, Captain Freedom B, Puffer Smiles, 15 Digit, Michigan Ganja, Chaz, Fred G, Super Bob, Groski 808, Weekend at Bernie's, K Bag, Justin Station Strong, Style Organic, City, Idmatic, Honesty, K Hal, Meow Flower, Brent Boob, Todd Kendricks, Newton, J, T Chris, D Trusium, 4x4, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Ancient Soul, Grown, Kevin Jujitsu, Canna Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab, Low Cut, Albert Trinley, Mo Manny Man, Braz Benzi, Helen, Huge Janus, Jane C, Atomics, Moon Miss, Jill, Big Daddy, LT Gardens, High Flyer 420, Lobster Brush, Bro Above the Tree, Maine, Red Pill. Hopefully you're well. Roy Boy, Aesthetic Shannon, Gibson. There we go. Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, the 840 Show, Richard Lamb, Red Pill 710, once again. Cannabis for Food, K Rolling, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man 81, Oil Flower Podcast, Entourage Effect, Born Dixon, Pink Lady Luck, El Mondo 420, Surrounded by Keith, Prairie Farms, Fringe Dwellers, Single Fathers, Happiness Without Guilt, Bruce City, Sin, Hawaii Sustainable, Midnight Roots, Dead Cynic, Knuckles, Michael P, Polly B, Quick B, Nimble, Bud E, Kilowatts, Michael D, 4889, Disbanded Brothers, Marcelium, Matt Joseph, Grace Medicine, RX, Keeping Chief Hydro Daily, Concerned American, Cannabis 411, Freedom of Speech, Dr. Joints, Where These Trees, Concerts Sudoku, 710 is Oil Upside Down, Jesse Stevenson, Victoria Baduch, What About Bob, Sacred Gardens, Gus Gross, Slick Rick A, Dog Pounds, David St. Louis, A Move Watch, Guy Stain, Yeti, Edrin, I'm Grown, Uncle our off-grid chirps, Christopher, Big Force 54, Last Predator, Matthew from SoCal, Sioux, Illinois, Man Vaders, Jake Proof, Dark Colors Genetics, Sonar Dude, Joel from Northstar, Joel and Jen, can't forget Jen, Northstar Genetics, Caroline, Mr. Cry, PTA, P13, Lil Brew, Beyond Perfection, XX, Elite, GPXX, Uncle Stoner, Crispy Drink Kitchen, Growers Paradise, LAD Grown, I see Decoy Bacon, Mrs. Scotto, First Baked One, Jay Allen, Big Bob Grows, Sally Canna, Australian Grow, Jeff 420 Garden, Daniel Phils, Mr. Nowhere Man, Selling Sally, Silly fucking Seashells. Yeah. Diggity Dink, Al the Beastly, Laura Campbell, Swimmer 22, The Grow Boss, Jim Clemmer, LNV, Closet Grower, Blinded by Life, Weed Fairy, Inner Grow Gnome, Miss Vicious, Doc Callus, Mr. Toad, Uncle Rick, Mr. 12 and 12, Cassie Fire Fairy, Mark Leafly Hill, Panic Cat BK, Urban Rainbow, Red Dragon Brothers, Journey of a Grower, Dab Hunter, JG, GML, Leafly Wiggly, Cam, the Canna Man, I and Type 420 BG, The Humble Local 2.0, Nick D, K Good Farms, Zachary Gold G, Sayer Wolf, P.U. Eddie Alvarez, Turf Wizard, Paisley Acres, S.103, Doozle, MK Ultra, Chilbert, UK, Brandon Harris, 710, Connoisseur, Reno Fisherman, Hemp Knights, Cottonmouth Grow, Icy Cold, Sterling Moss, Donkey Kong, or DK as we know him now, Driving Miss Day, Hazy, Herb Conscious, Woody Jade, Roy Dugan, Meyer, Wana King, Ganja, Ninja, How What You Got, Jace, Justin Kudini, Blazer 80, Ryan Gawoski, Marcus Greenhill, or Marcus Green Thumb, there we go, 420 Ben, A Nova, Weed Monster, the quiet one, Who Be Growing Doobies, Lucky Claudie, Gosling, Mouty World, Greenkilla, CT Gardens, Benny Ben, Up and Able, Mr. Martyr, Curse 25, Sentimental, Green Goddess, Alberta, Cannabis Grower, Earth Creeper, Don Hazelhurt, Bad Nest, John God, Coon Word, Robert Rittenhouse, De Pedro and Dizzy, Joey Berger, Mr. DeVille, Mikey from Maui Gold Genetics, Missy Dexter, Dragon Fly, Earth Medicine, Thunder Dan, cheers to you, my friend, St. Louis, Sun Grown, Super Bob, Dutch Grows 420, Tough Impact, Mr. Tree, Green Gypsy, One Das, 247, Dirty Rotten Imbecile 69, Seti Gaines, Gingerbug, Cybername, Paco Smart, Bro, B Ridley, Val F, Tough Impact, Crazy People Doing Stuff, Wait Pie Multiple Edition, Patty O, Bears Growing, and Home Invaders get no motherfucking pity. Blue Kiss Gardens, Crack Babies, DWC, Shorty for Life, Token Pirate, Supernatural, Brittany Cole, Sacred Gardens, Ross Super Joy One Love, Mr. No BS, Penny Pebble Rippers, Frank Rowdy 420, Chef J Reese, Dog Dave's Gardens, Corrine, Big Force 54, 420 Green Goddess, Luke Cell, Pearly Baker, Christ, Trichome Jungles. Got both sides of that. Mike Steve 562 Gate Ganja, James Chrysler, Green Ghost X, Zen, Zone Beat Benson, Astro Charlie, Sativa Smart 14 TC, A Bush Doctor, Dirty Hole Gardens, TK, James Weaver, Corey Goig, Grow Ohms, there we go. Corey Gagnon, Green Hill Farms, Hillbilly Worms or Hillbilly Herbs, Tasty Worm Chirp, Skokie Brewster, YBF, Larry OG, Boss Farms, Spartan Grown, Johnny Green Thumb 710, one awesome dude right there. Michigan Wildflower, Seldom Seen Gambler, Todd O'Connor. Who else? I still haven't figured that one. DP710, shout out to you, Caribou TV. Virginia Herbs, Red Primo, Equilibrium Genetic, Trophy Truck, Skyway, Kevin O'Donnell, School of Truck, Stupid Trucker, eBay, Butt Thunder, The Glass Girl 420, Ted Nugs, Matt Javine, Greg 77, Ted Nugs, Skull Cape Glasswork, Beast Mode 347, Mike the Atomic Steer, JMA 182, Justin Webcam, Sony, Dan Stoney, Baby Fat J. Coop, Grip 1000, Dan Stoney, Sunshine Farm, Daydream, Brad Star, Mountain Reed, Scotty Nowhere, Justice Make, Not Sure, Red Bear Farms, Two Dog Seeds, Butt Plug, Bungaloo, I can't forget that one. The Fire Department 420, Colts Mountains, Banana Farmer, Dan Spout, Bang from Green Gage Group. Cheers to Gage Originals. The Coffee Pot, Seymour Cuts, Biosynthetic, Cousin Nikolai, Doc Vapor, Alex 622, Texas Weed Popper, yeah, that's right, that's what it says. 8 Herbs, Dankabis Kinds, and last but not least, Weed is 207. If this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, please take time for a little bit of self-love, meditation, maybe even a little time at the gym. Along the lines of what I am hopefully is amazingly prosperous. What is it? Hump day? It's hump day today? Hell yeah. Amazing hump day for you. Take time out to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Living, breathing example of that. Unfortunately, I'm not afraid to admit that. So do something nice for somebody. As long as it comes from the heart, my God, it doesn't have to be a monetary thing. As long as it comes from the heart, quick check-in with the eyes. How you doing? Can I help you? Need that door open? Want a sesh? Need a phone call? Change lives. Save lives. That being said, I will see you tonight. Maybe at 11:30. Trying to get back on schedule with them guests. If you want to be talking shit with me, let me know. Have a good day, guys. I'm out of here. Boy, does it feel good to be back with y'all.